Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Hello and happy Libations Friday, loosey-goosey edition of the program. I'm Jeff, that's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live, either streaming free, always. Don't miss anything. If you missed something, go back, get caught up. All 3 hours posted upon the conclusion of the show. We always do that. It's on iTunes. Appreciate you going there to tune in or finding it on the archived audio there on our website, ESPNTallahassee.com. You can email us, JCS at 979ESPN. What did I say?
979ESPNRadio.com.
I don't know what I said. I lost track of where I was.
Sorry about the email address.
Yeah, JCS 979ESPNRadio.com.
The funny thing is, I'm on the website right now doing the admin stuff. While you were talking, I was kind of at my own workstation because I'm putting together the stuff for Monday, the announcement for Libations Friday Fest. It's going to be really cool, people.
Well, the newest announcement, we already announced that the event itself is on the 24th, of course, and it's the same day that we all get to hate watch Florida and Miami. It'll be a good time. But
we always do perks, and you can expect the usual perks this year. There will be a brand new one. It's kind of a spin on what we did last year, but it's a good one. I think you're going to like it, folks.
Well, I'm glad that you're doing that. Today is also the final time by Show's End that you can sign up for an opportunity to win 10 free classes from our friends at Orange Theory Fitness, where I go at least 4 times, sometimes 5 times a week. Makes a difference, and you'll like it. You can win 10 free classes. Go sign up. That's all you got to do. Easy to do, right on the front page. So make that happen at 6 o'clock. We shut that down, Tom, and then we'll announce the winner on Monday. So that's been a good run with that. I'm looking. This is a good time of year. You know, I was thinking about that last night. First of all, we're on YouTube, by the way. Thanks for watching, YouTubers. Good to see you guys. Same with you, Periscopers. And on Twitter, it's at J Cameron Show. WTSM app, good for your mobile devices. It's you know, I sat down. It's preseason football. There's no escaping the fact that it's preseason football, but it was football. There's some real moments in there, little things you catch, things that you like, and you just got to be careful. Everybody does. You got to be real careful. I'll be guilty of it tonight at some point, and I'll have to check myself. Everybody watches their favorite team. Everybody watches a guy that that's new to that team. They're excited about, and they make conclusions after a throw, after a run, after a catch in a preseason game that simply is really an overreach and just built around your enthusiasm more than anything else. Preseason football, defenses don't scheme for opposing offenses. You're not seeing anything that you would see in an actual matchup between the two teams. So when a player like Daniel Jones, who went out and had a fine preseason game, he played well in his first ever appearance in a game, if you will, an exhibition game, but a game for the Giants. Sure, Giants fans are like, all right, he's not a bust after all. That wasn't a crazy pick in the first round. Well, maybe not, but last night doesn't tell you that. Nothing about what he did last night tells you that. And had he missed a few throws and not looked all that great, nothing he would have done there, I would have said the same thing. I'd have said, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. They could have been working on something. Don't worry about it. But people do that. They do. My mom does it every year. The Bucs win a game in preseason. We look good. I think we're going to be all right. Mom, it's a preseason game. We could lose a preseason game 28-7, and I'd go, doesn't mean anything. Yeah. We could win a preseason game 28-7, and I'd go, doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's the way that works.
There's a couple of things tonight worth watching if you're a Bucs fan. One of those two things is Ronald Jones, to see if the burst is there. If he's running with confidence, that's the most important thing. He was not a confident football player last year, and you could see that. Number 2, apparently Alex Kappa, the reserve guard we took last year in the draft, the 2018 draft, is getting some run at right guard, and he looks okay in camp. And that is a surprise because we thought entering fall camp that he might be useless. So that would be a good development.
So what I would say to you there is, and since I'm assessing preseason football because it's what we're left to do for another couple of weeks, those are the areas where you can tell something of significance, where you can figure out maybe somebody has something to offer a team, because you get one-on-one matchups there, and oftentimes it'll be against somebody else's starting defensive tackle. And so if you're looking in the interior and you get a matchup between a 1 and a 1, or a potential 1-1, and you're winning those individual matchups, okay, that can make you feel pretty good.
Well, and frankly speaking about Alex Kappa, I'll be happy even when he goes against the twos if he holds his own, because he was not good at all last season. So I think you can even still learn something in the second quarter if he's still out there.
I'm fascinated by that too, Tom. Usually, I get that receivers come into the league and it takes a few years. I mean, that's notorious. Receivers take a while. It's funny. You'll find guys that end up being really productive year 3, year 4, year 5 that a lot of people in the fan base had said, that this guy's not we're just not getting out of him what we need. But it takes receivers a while to adjust to the pro game. Those windows are awfully small, and the precision you have to run routes at that level is very different than in college.
And you got to finish your routes.
You got to finish your routes. You got to catch the football, and it's a more physical brand of football. Everything about it.
It's like in college, just making the break. If you make a clean break,
yeah, you got him.
You've got separation, and it doesn't matter. So you don't have to continue to come back to the ball, whatever it is. But the way Jimbo was when he was in his good times, his good heyday here, he was so demanding of the receivers. But it's true. I mean, you got to keep running through the ball. All those little things, because that 100th of a second, the makeup speed for a corner in the NFL is absurd.
Well, and as Jameis pointed out to us on the air interview we did with him, when he talked about linebackers, and he has said that before. I mean, that look, it's not just that when you play big-time college football, you'll face guys here and there on opposing teams, especially from other Power 5 conferences that can play. They're at an elite level, and you scheme for them. You see him on film. You say, okay, this guy's going to the league. He's a stud. Don't sleep on him. Make sure you understand where he is at all times. But that's not the starting 11. That's a guy. It might be 2 or 3 guys, right? But everybody up there at that level were the best player on their team. Probably, if you're talking about a defensive player, was probably the best defensive player on his team. Like Jalen Ramsey came into the league doing some things. Well, he did some things in college. He was a dominant player in college. He became a dominant player there. But he lined up with other guys that were also elite on their individual units. And so, those adjustments, I think, are really difficult for wide receivers. I think you got a much better chance if you're a physical tight end to come into the league and do something. I think you got a chance as a running back as long as you understand the playbook. And one of the reasons that Jones didn't run with confidence last year since you brought him up is he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Right, exactly.
So not knowing what you're doing is problematic in every walk of life.
Well, and he had a coach who said, don't drop the ball.
Yeah, well, he had a coach that didn't believe in the run game. And so this is an area where the Bucs figured to be better, more reliant. That's less pressure on a starting quarterback. Doesn't have to throw the ball 50 times a game. You'd like to believe that you could maybe build a lead occasionally and run the football.
Well, and this is also like the one game, right, where you get all the storylines and they're fresh and they're new, and then it's the same storyline as a Bucs fan that you're going to hear every game through Week 17, and you're like, oh, God. Here we go with this same Bruce Arians story. Showed Jameis the Super Bowl ring. Thanks, Tom Brenneman, for repeating this for the 15th odd time for the season. But for Week 1 of the preseason, it's all new. You're like, all right, there's Todd Bowles. That's what he looks like manning the sidelines in Buccaneers red. There's Byron Leftwich. He's relaying in the signals. Oh, look at that. That's how Bruce and he and Byron are going to communicate. This is how he plays middleman. All those little things. That's fun. That'll be the fun part of tonight. But once you get to about halftime, I think that's about it.
I just hold my breath like everybody else watching. Like last night, if you were watching the Dolphins play or you were watching the Falcons or, you're tuned into your team, in the beginning stages, if you see a rookie, you're excited to see him in your team's uniform. He's wearing the laundry, man. Look at that guy. This is going to be exciting. You maybe see him make a play or two. You get pumped up, and then it's let's get the bums in there and just call this a night. You don't want anybody getting hit, getting hurt. We got to get to the season. I have always felt like, and it's weird this way because any play could be the last play for anybody on that field. We understand how violent the game is. But, man, for whatever reason, just the idea of a guy getting hurt in a preseason game galls me. And yet it's football. They are still tackling. People are hitting out here. It can happen at any time. For whatever reason, if it happens in week 1 in a real game, I go, well, the game is that way. It happens in the penultimate preseason game. What a freaking waste. That's ridiculous. Like, I go over the top with my anger about preseason injuries. I hate them. It's true of camp. Any kind of injury that happens in camp, you're just like, what a waste. I'd rather you not practiced for 4 weeks and just played a couple games and then gotten hurt. Just something that meant something. It was a drill.
Well, it's kind of like when Landon Dickerson left Florida State, and you're like, man, we could have had him for 4 games. I don't know which 4, but he would have played 4 games.
And it'd been pretty good in those 4 games.
It would have been good for the 4 games.
Yeah.
But now we don't get those 4 games.
I really am, by the way, curious to see how that plays out.
I have no idea how it will.
Think you'll ever see the field at Alabama?
I doubt it. Unless they have a rash of injuries, right?
By the way, I thought of you as I was reading about the defense.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, I know how concerned you are about our defense.
Oh, okay, so this is back home. This is college, Florida State.
Well, in particular about Hamsa's role.
Well, nobody has her. That's the thing. It feels like, okay, the D linemen know what they're doing. Taylor does.
So Hamsa had 91 tackles as a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
And then we thought, okay, well, we'll be moving him around and all that good stuff. Taggart said about him, you'll probably see a little bit of him everywhere. Hamsa's that kind of versatile, Tom.
So he's Derwin James, huh?
I'm going to be moving around to different places, said Nasruddin. Coaches see me as a versatile guy, so I'll try that. I thought they are heavy on cross-training currently, so okay. I mean, that makes sense. That's the crux of the comments coming out of practice today.
Here we go.
Here you go, Lars Woodby. I think it's showing my versatility, and that's a good thing. They're trying to put me in the right spot to make the plays that I need to make. Not only me, but other players on the field being able to play in different spots. Just shows what they can do, adds more tools to their toolbox. Like, I don't care about their toolbox. Can they do any one thing well?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're pretty average at lots of things. I need you to be really good at one thing. Give me one thing that you're doing well for us that I can pencil in here.
Thank
or maybe
you.
even use the ink.
Thank you, Reverend. That's what I'm preaching. Yes, that's the sermon I want to hear.
Yeah.
Come on. Find me something. Find me a role.
I read those quotes. I do believe that it's
Chisel
nice.
it. Carve it. Do whatever you got to do.
It does feel like this is where Clicky Pins comes into play because this is a non-story. This is the kind of thing you have to write. I'm not ripping anybody. I am not ripping anybody.
It's the story before you. It's the only thing you got.
It's what you have to do. I got it. I mean, I completely get it. I wrote this for War Chant today. We've all talked about it. It makes sense. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, okay. I mean, this is the stuff you read in a camp before we get something meaningful to latch on to. This is sort of, well, we're moving guys around. We're trying to figure out where they are. Well, can anybody do anything really well? I'd like this guy to do this well and play right here. Cool if he can do this other stuff. That's nice. But tell me, like, Jaden Lars Woodby is going to be our starting safety. But he's versatile enough in a pinch that we could put him here, here, and here.
Right.
Fine.
In a third down look.
Right, but this is what he is primarily.
Sure.
Give me what you are primarily, and then it's great to hear about these other things that you can do.
Yes, because tomorrow you say, oh, well, we got 3 weeks in a day, right, until the season starts, until kickoff. But then at the same time, I feel like, well, we have 3 weeks in a day before the season starts.
Let's go.
I'd like to know where these guys are going to line up.
Who's kicking ass specifically at this spot?
What did we learn in spring that will help us assign a role in the fall? And I don't know that the answer is much of anything with Hamsa.
Unless, he could be like Dave Grohl. Really good drummer for Nirvana. Great drummer. Then you found out he could sing and play guitar. Look at the Foo Fighters. Maybe Jaden Lars Woodby and Hasrell, Hamsa Nasruddin are like Dave Grohl.
Maybe. But I don't know that Nasruddin has shown that he could be a lockdown coverage guy. So I don't know what that first skill would be. Like, where's the Nirvana in the analogy? I don't know
Rhythm guitar.
Oh, really?
Pat Smear. Yeah, that's who he is. He's just rhythm guitar.
Cowbell.
He's really good at it. It keeps
good time.
Takes ability to keep time. It does, Tom. Ding, look at Hamsa. Ding, ding, ding,
yes, he can. Okay, so if the cowbell of the skill set is that you can come downhill and make tackles, then he's a cowbell. Jesse.
91 of them. 91 of those tackles.
Right. That's a lot of cowbell.
That's a lot of cowbell. Now, what else do you got for me? A little keyboard? I don't know that we need a keyboard. Can you do a little keyboard?
I'm mostly cowbell and triangle.
I got a little triangle to you, do you?
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
And radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
Tallahassee, it's Chuck Oliver, the king of college football, and you can join me every weekday at 1 p.m. right here on Tallahassee's Sports Monster. We talk nothing but college football every day from Tallahassee to Tuscaloosa, Athens to Auburn, and everywhere in between. That's the Chuck Oliver Show, weekdays at 1 p.m. on our new home in Tallahassee, 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee Sports Monster.
Hendrick.
It's the Hendrick Summer Sales Event at the all-new Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC, a proud partner of the Hendrick Automotive Group. 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 trucks up to $50,000 off MSRP. Plus, get a 20-quart Orca cooler when you buy any new GMC truck. We are professional grade on Capitol Circle Northeast under the giant American flag. Or shop DaleJr.GMC.com. Cooler valued at $199. Not all vehicles will qualify for maximum discount. Must finance with GM Financial plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and dealer admin charge. See dealer for details.
Exciting news for you loyal Florida State fans. Now you can show your Seminole pride plus get 15% off all regular priced FSU merchandise during Team Tuesdays. Remember to stop by any Garnet and Gold store location on Team Tuesdays and take 15% off all regular priced FSU apparel. It's that easy during Team Tuesdays at Garnet and Gold. If you're a Seminole, we're your store. Shop local and go Noles.
Stop by Garnet & Gold's 3 Tallahassee locations or garnetandgold.com. 2019 Nike Coaches Apparel has now arrived. Visit Garnet & Gold's 3 Tallahassee locations or garnetandgold.com. Text Fan Cave to 66555 and enter to win an ultimate Fan Cave experience from Bud Light, an over $1,500 prize giveaway. Text Fan Cave to 66555 or visit trieaglesales.com. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly. A message from local beverage distributor Tri-Eagle Sales.
Seminole Headlines Podcast Edition is presented to you by the Morgan Law Group, representing the policyholder, going after the insurance companies. Offices, Miami, Orlando, Naples, and Panama City. Online at policyadvocate.com.
Come visit the new and exciting Hangar 38. This amazing place is for everyone listening right now. Practice your bowling skills, compete, and have fun. Whether you're a newbie, an all-star, or a beer frame champion, no matter how you roll, you'll find the best place to bowl is at Hangar 38. Hangar 38 is home to over 75 arcade games, so they're sure to have something for everyone. Zeppelin's at Hangar 38 is a premier full-service restaurant and sports bar, and it's also your place for birthday parties and company outings. Tallahassee, what are you waiting for? Come on out to Zeppelin's Hangar 38, 6668 Thomasville Road behind Walgreens.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
80-year-old man with an earring. 69% of the audience said, nah.
Nice. It's nay.
You pronounce
That's fine. Nay.
The question, read it again.
80-year-old man with an earring. Yay or nay?
That's correct. Not nah.
Nah. I mean, I'm having a day today.
Well, look, you've been on fire this hour. You just haven't bookended it right. Like, you started off and you were totally incompetent. And now at the end, you're petering to the finish line.
Was it Jimmy Traina that put together that list?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's just responding to that rejoin that you name drop him in?
That's my boy. Number 4. Listen, in no particular order, which means I could be number 1. How about that?
Stugotz is on a top 100 media list for Sports Illustrated. He's number 4 in no particular order, which means he might be number 1.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Well, as if I didn't have a number of reasons to already want Donte Lucas to be an elite player and somebody that I can celebrate on a regular basis. Keyshawn Helton telling the assembled press that Donte Lucas tells you what he's about to do to you before the play and then does it.
Yes.
That is badass. Yes, more of that, please. More guys like that.
So it's like the campaign trail, right, in politics. Doesn't matter what side you want. The endorsement of a certain person in the lore of your party of choice matters more, right? There's somebody that you want to go on the trail for you, or you could do the commercial shaking their hand. For you, having watched the toughness and skill of Keyshawn Helton, you like to hear personally, I'll bet that Keyshawn Helton is stamping an endorsement for one Donte Lucas.
He's a player. Game recognizes game.
There it is.
Yeah, man. That is hilarious. Also, Taggart kind of certainly reinforced that perception about what Donte Lucas is when he said, quote, he likes to embarrass you. Good. I mean, I don't know how much a freshman offensive lineman can do to change your team, the culture of your team, and how physical you can be. He can certainly make an impact. I mean, we were soft and bad and everything else, confused last year. So a guy coming in who's not those things, who's talented, rugged, mean, that's all good. But he is still a freshman.
And that's fine, but it sounds like he's a freshman with the habits, both in preparation and on the field, that you got to have in order to be elite. And maybe this is the football gods delivering you a mea culpa for your guy going to the Colts and not coming down to the Bucs. They said, we're going to give you something in college. You just got to wait a couple of years.
I'm going to get that jersey. I'm going to get that jersey. It'll still be the only person. Well, some of the people who listen to this show would get the joke, but you would know it. And that would be good enough for me, just because it would be funny.
If you got to go to Colts training camp, though.
Wearing that
and have him sign it.
Oh, man. I'm still just so distraught about that. I was on that guy well before the national talking people. I was like, look at this son of a bitch. He's evil. That's the pick.
It was the physical embodiment at the NFL level of all these things you're reading about, though. Telling you he's going to, like, being just sadistic.
Cruel and unusual.
Finishing the play.
Oh, can't wait to harm you. But does so with a straight face. He's like one of these sociopaths. Like, yeah, just that weird twisting.
The psycho head tilt.
Yeah. Yeah, just intrigued. It's like that bird that killed the man in Gainesville. Oh, you're still moving.
He fell funny.
I'm going to go kill him. Yeah, it's bizarre. I maybe he's that. I don't know if Donte Lucas will become that. But he's coming here and really, to me, been the story of camp. I know that sounds strange. There's not a lot to choose from just yet. And once we get scrimmages under our belt, things begin to change. But the fact that we were all so intrigued, he had already done enough to excite us because he was so excited to be a Knoll. He was so excited about joining the ranks, actively recruiting. He was unwavering in his commitment. And in addition, physically, he looked different than the guys we brought in recently. And we thought, okay, so this is more along the lines of what you got to have. We've been lacking for so long. You got a guy that's not only said yes, but he's excited to be here, excited to say yes to this program, excited about the future. Can he be one of the many reasons things get turned around? And you always have those guys that are the catalyst for this. You always do. We frequently bring up LaMarcus Joyner, and Tim Jernigan, and guys like that were not only really talented, and they took a chance. They believed in the vision and the message, and they said, I want to be part of that change. I want to be part of that group that flips the script. You always appreciate those guys the most because they take a real risk. It's their career that's on the line. You only got 4 years, maybe 3 if you're really, really talented, but are you going to be here to see it through?
Yeah.
And so that is a risk, and I always appreciate that. And so, when this guy does that and then he shows up and he's nasty, he's immediately inserting himself into this conversation about being a starter as a true freshman at a position where it doesn't happen.
I think the important thing, too, here is, anybody can get reps with the ones on a given day. You don't know what that's about. It could be about motivation, sending a message to the second-team guy.
By the way, we did hear that they were a little frustrated with how sloppy some of these other guys were.
Right.
That actually is a separate concern.
You're talking about like when Kendall Briles is talking about they're not in shape, or?
Well, they're not in shape because of how fast we play and how many plays.
That's football shape.
That's football shape. That's different. No, there were some guys that didn't show up in as good a shape as they needed to be, and yet we were told that these were guys that were out running stadium steps and being part of the new leadership group. That these were the guys changing the locker room. I don't know what happened.
But I think anybody can get reps with the ones for one day, especially during a media viewing portion. Because after that 20 minutes, they can do whatever they want. See when Jimbo pulled the old switcheroo with Christian Ponder in Charlotte back in the day, and EJ Manuel was actually taking every rep with the first team.
Right.
But if you're going back 3 and 4 days in a row, and you're working with the first team offensive line, that's no longer a message. That can only be, earned and the truth of what's going on in camp.
Well, it can help the way that they view not only practice, their job, each other, the way they go about their business. I mean, yeah, he may lose some physical matchups because he's not mature enough yet. He's not strong enough yet. But he can have an influence across that line as to the right way to do it. And when you couple it with what you're hearing about Bavion Johnson being such a leader right now, it does sound like that group is moving the right direction. Again, I've got to be very, very careful, just like we were talking about with preseason football. I've got to be very careful about overstating what Bavion Johnson will mean to this team this year. And for that matter, obviously, Donte Lucas. Let's see. I mean, Donte's got real talent. We know that. And he's a big guy and a strong guy. And he's come in here and been impressive. And he's aggressive. And he says all the right things. And he's doing all the right things. He is still a freshman.
But at the very least, if they're nasty, that's something. That's a place to start. It doesn't mean that we're going to be average or whatever the scale was that we went through yesterday. But, or sorry, right? Because sorry we would take right now.
Sorry.
But sorry is above.
You get to sorry.
We've done some things. If we go from what we were last year,
if we get anywhere near butt-ass average.
Right. But we'll take nasty to start. That's a building block, too.
Always want nasty. Even if you're ass sorry. If you're ass sorry and nasty, okay, we got a little something. You get to sorry and nasty, we got even more. You get to butt-ass average and nasty. My goodness gracious.
That's called freak nasty.
That's 9-10 wins, what that is. It's going to be difficult to get there, though. Let's just start with ass sorry. Let's go.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Make sure your parachute works. Eat your vegetables applies to adults, too. And I know it's a pain, but it's a good idea to floss every once in a while. These have been some live-long tips brought to you by the Florida Lottery. With the Week for Life scratch-offs, you can win up to $5,000 every week for the rest of your life. So you just have to live long and win on. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it! Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan. Look around. That's right, you see Nissans everywhere. Tallahassee has officially become a Nissan town. Kraft Nissan Town. Why? Because all of our new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs are on sale every day to save you thousands. And at Kraft Nissan, all new vehicles come with factory rebates and special low interest rates. You get both. On top of that, Kraft will give you actual cash back and $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book for your trade. At Kraft Nissan, you get the best value for your hard-earned dollar with more standard safety features, our exclusive and the original free lifetime warranty, our Easy Choice menu that gives you a price and payment in writing, our New For You program that helps people with damaged credit. And listen to this, now through month end, Kraft Nissan is including 4 years or 40,000 miles of free oil changes and tire rotations on all new Nissans. Bottom line, if you need a new or pre-owned car, you need to experience the Kraft Nissan difference. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. And remember, if you don't see the Kraft tag on your car, you paid too much, way too much.
I'm in a lot better place than our guy Tom Lang, Eddie. He's at jury duty. I'm with you having a beer at Gordo's.
Man, thank God. Jury duty.
The worst.
Dude, what would you say to get out of jury duty?
That I'm famous.
That works?
What's the worst thing you've ever said to get out of jury duty? There's the question.
I've told him that I can't possibly be on a jury because I think everyone should be imprisoned.
So you went the crazy route.
Oh, super crazy.
Everybody does that. The next time I get chosen, I'm going to act goofy. And just, and by goofy, I'm going to say something absurd like death penalty.
And then what you really get them is I showed up in a dress.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Tallahassee loves the corner pocket as much as a crystal ball winning catch.
He's looking, he wants it to the end zone. It's Benjamin! Touchdown! With 13 seconds left!
The 97.9 ESPN radio special is a must-have every Monday and Wednesday at the corner pocket. 10 mouth-watering wings, a fresh side of fries, and a chilled domestic pint of beer are just $9.79 all day long. Be sure and try the fish blend of sauces, a true wing eater's favorite. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
He's gone!
Home of Trivia Tuesday, Beer Bingo Thursday, and the daily $7.99 lunch special.
Seminoles, it's 2019 and a new football season is amongst us. It's a new day, and we have an opportunity to build this program back to where it belongs, together. Every day we get one step faster, one rep stronger. The journey to the top includes you. We are one tribe together, and we remain unconquered. We need you in Doak Campbell Stadium this fall, and that begins by getting season tickets now. Visit us online at Seminoles.com or call 1-888-FSU-NOLE and get ready to hear
Touchdown, Florida State!
Very soon.
Just like football, when it comes to the court of law, you're going to need a solid defense. I'm Michael D. Blank, attorney with the Law Office of Jose Fernandez in Tallahassee. At the Law Office of Jose Fernandez, there is never an upfront fee, and if we don't recover, then you don't pay anything. Our team is dedicated to handling all types of accident, injury, negligence, malpractice, and wrongful death cases. If you're unable to come to us, we can come to you day or night. Call us now, 855-HOSE-305, for your free consultation today. The Law Office of Jose Fernandez. We don't get paid until you do. Offices, Tallahassee, Miami. JRFinjury.com. Go Noles.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Tiger Woods withdraws from a tournament with an injury for the first time this year. Woods drops out of the Northern Trust today with an oblique strain. He shot a 4 over 75 in the first round. Woods is hoping he'll be able to play at Medina next week. Right now, Jordan Spieth, after a 64 today, shares the lead at 11 under par. Troy Merritt still on the course, also at 11 under. Abraham Answer just one shot back. Giants rookie quarterback Daniel Jones played one possession against the Jets last night. He was 5 for 5 for 67 yards and a touchdown. ESPN's Ryan Clark on the Giants quarterback.
As the season goes along and as Eli continues to Eli, as we've seen him do over the last 3 or 4 years, Daniel Jones will get his spot. But this isn't a situation where Daniel Jones is going to start week 1.
Ryan Clark on Get Up. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Eagles backup quarterback Nate Sudfeld will be out 6 weeks after surgery today on his broken left wrist. Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith will be out at least a week to 10 days after surgery for a cyst in his knee.
Right now at Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers, you can get a $25 prepaid Visa card by mail when you buy any Napa Automotive battery. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Auto Care Centers while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/19.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachie Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
I'm looking at another Antonio Brown story that I don't know that we should fret about. I don't worry about the Raiders. They don't really matter these days.
So did you see what he did on the first Hard Knocks episode?
I haven't caught it yet.
Okay, spoiler alert for you. It's a small one, but seeing as that you were so angry at Antonio Brown for being stupid.
Let me clarify this for people who didn't hear me yesterday. I just talked about how dumb it is to suffer severe frostbite because you refused to wear or forgot to wear, whatever it was. I don't care if it was an accident or not. It's just dumb not to have the proper footwear on before you enter the cryo chamber, which I'm sure I know there are signs everywhere that say, listen, you got to have the proper stuff on to get in here. So that's just dumb. That's irresponsible.
Okay, so the first episode of Hard Knocks, he hops in a hot air balloon. And he takes a ride on a hot air balloon in Napa Valley with a camera from HBO Hard Knocks.
I bet it was beautiful.
It was, but just given that, you think that's reckless as well?
Well, I think it's something I would never do. That's less reckless than walking into the cryo chamber without proper gear on because he physically harmed his moneymakers. Short of hurting his hands, you can't do this. You can't be in that position. You can't make that kind of mistake. I suppose there are, safe ways to be in a hot air balloon. I wouldn't be in one. The second I was in one, I would know that there were power lines waiting. But also, I can't stand that kind of height with it open like that.
Probably not many power lines in the Napa Valley.
No, I've been to the Napa Valley. It is gorgeous. Did some wine tasting, had a good time.
But they were 2,000 feet in the air.
No. Could you do that? Can you do that? You're hopping in a hot air. If I told you there is no chance you're going to hit power lines the way so many people do, that you're going to have a pleasant ride over Napa Valley in your hot air balloon, we're going to land safely, everything's going to go well, could you just stand in that basket?
If you guarantee me that power line death is not possible.
I'm getting upset thinking about this thing.
Yeah, probably. I could do that.
Nope.
We were watching it.
There is zero chance.
We were talking about it, and because two of the guys, Cleveland Farrell was one of them. They were doing horseback rides through Napa Valley.
Nice.
I couldn't do that.
Why not?
I'd fall.
You're afraid of horses?
I'd be unlucky. No, it's just too high up, man. I'd be unlucky. I'd be that guy who catches his ankle and he gets dragged to 50 feet, or he falls off for some stupid reason.
Have you ever ridden a horse?
Long time ago. Not by myself, though.
You're all right on the horse, man. You'd be okay. If we walked out right now and somebody had a horse and I said, hop up there, buddy. Get up on that horse.
I don't know.
I think you could do it. I think you'd be all right. You'd say, okay, all right, I can do this. Not so bad. Now
I'm not wearing the Gig'em boots, is what I'd say.
You don't have to wear the boots, man. You can hop on. I told you my story at the Dude Ranch, didn't I?
I don't know.
Here you go. This is another one. I got a ton of these. I went to a Dude Ranch when I was in, I think it was 8th grade, maybe 7th grade, something like that.
So it was all guys.
No. And so, you feed the farm animals and all that, and you get to go on a trot with the horses there,
Is this where the horse bit somebody?
That is the same trip, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Beth Deacon got
Yeah,
me.
that's right.
I'll never forget it. It's still one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because she was rubbing the horse the wrong direction. They told her not to do it. She did it anyhow, so the horse bit her ass. It was awesome. But
consequences.
Yeah, that's right.
Not the threat of timeout.
No, live and learn.
Yeah.
You just got bit by a horse, and that thing bit the hell out of her. It was awesome. So, ooh, that had to hurt. You've seen horses' teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, that is no joke.
I've seen John Elway, yes.
Well, that's right. And they crush apples like that, so a bite on the shoulder. So anyhow, I don't know why, but it was hot outside, and so I knew when we went on this trip, this was a very eventful trip. I puked on the bus all over this kid's stuff that I feel terrible about, like his bag that he brought with him.
Oh, really?
Oh, all over his bag. It was hotter than Hades in this bus. They didn't have air. We're in Florida driving. It's dumb. What are we doing? And anyhow, I got sick and I puked. But we make it. Later on, we have to ride the horses. We're going to ride the horses. You brought up Umbro. I wore Umbro soccer shorts. Not what you wear when you're going to be in a saddle, my friend. Not what you do when you're getting on a horse. So as we're riding, because remember the material of the Umbro shorts. They're silky and smooth. Yeah. We're riding, and the Umbro shorts begin to ride up my butt. And we're riding the horse, and this girl that I liked is behind. She's on the horse behind me, and she's laughing, and I'm laughing, but I couldn't stop.
Because you got some cheeks out there.
I got my butt cheeks out in the air riding on this saddle, and it's chafing. It's hurting.
Yeah.
Chafing.
That's another.
Yeah, I'm like, hey,
issue.
and I'm reaching back, and now we're trotting, and my pants are up my butt, and she's laughing, so I'm humiliated.
If you're doing a horseback ride, should you just bring the Gold Bond with you?
You got to wear jeans. You got to wear some stuff to protect.
Mm-hmm.
You got
couple layers.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing around farm animals. I don't know what I'm doing with horses.
My allergies too. I wouldn't stand.
I've got no.
I'd sneeze, scare the horse, and the horse takes off, and I die. That's what would happen to me.
But we trotted all around this ranch, and my poor inner thighs are rubbed raw. My damn Umbro shorts, they were green. I'll never forget it. They were right.
They were green after.
No, they were
after
green. I was
ride.
wearing the green.
Yeah.
And they were. Could you just picture? It's ridiculous. It's like I'm just running around in a jockstrap on a horse.
That sounds like what kind of dude ranch? That's one kind of dude ranch.
Assless chaps as we go through. Woo! No, it was nuts.
Brokeback dude ranch.
I just ended up. It was eventful. I'll never forget the dude ranch. Painful. So if you
for you and Mary Beth,
if you were to ride the horse, I'd tell you make sure you got some jeans on, something to help yourself out there. My friend.
We have audio of the horse being petted by Mary Beth. Yeah.
So what are you talking about, Mary Beth? Don't go playing jokes.
But you could do it. I think you could do it a lot easier than I could do. What Antonio Brown did with the no. Like I can be on a plane, no problem. That doesn't feel like heights to me. That doesn't, it's not real to me. It's weird. I did the blimp, handled the blimp pretty well.
You did.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah, you did.
They keep the door open.
I was so shocked you went through and did that. Wow, that's a long time ago now.
My
5-6 years ago.
My friends at Tri-Eagle sponsored that. Yeah, got to go up on the blimp.
They sponsor many things.
It was me and that woman that worked for Tri-Eagle who I made sit in the back. Remember that? That was awesome. There was something, he took a picture, and I got called out on this on the internet. And I actually felt kind of bad because afterwards I realized, like, hey, I did that. We were getting ready to go on the blimp, and there's a seat in the back, and then there's a one-seater in the front, plus then the pilot has the other seat. That's it. There's not a lot of room. And when we got in there, he basically said, well, you can sit wherever. I was like, okay, I got this. So I sat right in the front. So but here's why I did that.
Because you're a man?
Maybe. But that's not why I did it. I did it because if I had sat in the back, I'd have been right next to the open door.
Mm-hmm.
Manners go out the way if I'm worried about falling from extreme heights. I'm not going to be considerate at this point. You're going to sit in the back.
It's like you're one of the Nazi extras in The Rocketeer. You're just going to fall out the blimp.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, so that's just, there was no way.
It is with heavy heart I sign on to 97.9 ESPN Radio today to tell you.
Jeff fell out of a blimp.
Jeff fell out of the Budweiser blimp.
If I fall out of a blimp, or some absurd thing that I've made fun of over the years.
Budweiser, the king of all beers.
On the air, you guys can laugh at me. If it's something absurd like that, you can feel free to laugh at me. I'd want you to. You know how people love to play that game where they tell you, he'd want us to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's always ridiculous when they say, oh, well, I played because he would have wanted me to play. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that he would have wanted you to play. He might have wanted you to respect the fact that the man just died. Let's postpone the game. Let's not worry about our games here for a moment. I just died. So I hate that.
I'll be soon forgotten, man.
People
Let's
saying,
just give me a day.
Give me a day just to, tilt one back and say, you remember me fondly. We don't have to just play the games all the time. So, yes, what I'm saying is if that happens, if I fall out of a blimp to my death, you guys are free to come on the show and crack up for 3 hours.
Like if you're in Market Square and you meet a loose cassowary and it gets you,
Well, that's a little unlucky. I mean, that's very unlucky.
Right, it's absurd, but you would laugh about that.
I don't know about that because that means some dumbass brought a cassowary to Market Square. What in the world are we doing?
Sitting on the roof of a building just eating popcorn.
Like, why?
This would be fun. Sounds like a good Saturday.
Why have we done this? That's crazy. A lot of times, and I used to say this about the nature stuff, for a long time, I would say when I'd see these stories about something killing a human being, it could be whatever animal. Now, I wasn't foolish enough to say that I'd beat a grizzly bear's ass. I'm not saying that. But I have thought about, like, you hear about coyotes attacking somebody, or
they're quick.
I'm killing a coyote. He may hurt me, but he's going to die. He's not winning. I'm killing a coyote. Now, if it's a pack of coyotes, I got problems.
Yeah, you're done.
Then probably done.
Probably 3.
Yeah. But if a coyote comes calling and we got to get it on, I'm killing that coyote with my hands. He's going to die. That's going to happen. I'm going to live.
I don't know, man.
I'm just telling you, it's going to happen. That coyote's dead.
But these are quick. You put your hand on it, its teeth are there out of nowhere.
It can bite my hand. It's just not going to get, it wants my throat. It's not getting my throat. I'm going to snap its neck. It's going to die. But here's the thing. A lot of people say that about a lot of animals. I'm not crazy enough to think that I'm killing a lion or a bear.
The old man with the fox. Wasn't it a fox?
He killed that fox. There's no fox that should kill anybody who's of reasonable health. There's no reason.
He's in his 90s. And that only confirms what you're saying.
He beat it with a plank. That was fantastic. But I'm saying a coyote, I'm killing a coyote. Come on with it, coyote. We're getting into it now. Now here it is.
That old man had 1 1/4 natties, and he was flying, and he still killed that thing.
He's like, get you some
good beer.
But I've thought about the animals that holds true with. Like, and a cassowary, originally, when I read that story, I'm like, a bird is not killing me. There's no bird. I don't care if it's a giant ostrich. It's not. I mean, you've seen.
Don't care if it's Fidrich.
Bird, yeah. You remember? Have you ever stood next to a giant ostrich? They're
probably a long time ago at a zoo somewhere.
They're big as hell.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, well, that could be problematic. But then the more I thought about it as a grown-up, I'm like, nah, I'd kill an ostrich. I'd kill him. He's not getting me. But when I read that cassowary story, killing the man in Gainesville, I thought, God, man, that dude had to have been old and decrepit. It's a bird. But then we saw those birds.
Oh, man.
And I realized they were dinosaurs.
That's a dinosaur.
Back to Antonio Brown. He's filed a grievance against the NFL to be allowed to wear the helmet he prefers, not the one that the league mandates. So I go one day ago ripping him, and today I go, I see his point.
So he's going to wear a Steelers helmet?
Well played. Brown is expected to have a hearing as early as next week, and an arbiter will decide whether or not he gets to wear the helmet he wants. New NFL rules being enforced this season say he can't do that. The helmet that Brown is comfortable in and has worn throughout his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers is no longer certified by NOCSAE, the National Operating Committee for Standards and Athletic Equipment.
NOCSAE.
I don't know if they call it that. I guess they do.
Could be.
The NFL has a policy of not allowing players to wear helmets that are not certified by NOCSAE. NOCSAE's rules have been that no helmets older than 10 years can be worn. Well, it seems like a reasonable rule. I mean, I'm sure there are advancements in this field. It's the latest complication in what has become a complicated summer for Antonio Brown. From his head to his feet, suffered extreme frostbite like a dumbass on his feet as a result of not wearing an appropriate footwear in the cryotherapy chamber. That's just dumb. It's also odd. The added part to this is that he suffered that injury in the cryotherapy chamber in France. It's just random. It's like, I'm on a vacation in France, but I need to hit the cryo chamber. What? The foot injury has limited his practice time this summer. He has not been in camp recently as he meets with specialists to work on his feet. See, and then people wonder why I'm not paying Ezekiel Elliott and guys.
Right.
I mean, this is just silly.
Another thing on Hard Knocks, and it's not all Antonio Brown, but it's like he can't be convinced to go any less than 100%. Because he has to help his team. And you're like, oh, so now you want to run 100% all your routes, but it's hurting your feet. It doesn't do you any good. And so I guess they come to the conclusion that they got to take him off the field because he just can't do it. He can't run 75%. It's always got to be 100%.
Does he literally say he's incapable of running 75%?
That's essentially the conclusion that the episode comes to, yes. John Gruden is telling him, why can't you just go 100% in your mind and 75%? And the answer is he can't.
Yeah, see, this is where I would struggle. I mean, that's just dumb. What are we, children? It's simply not true. You can. You absolutely can. You are incorrect. You can. You're telling me you won't. That's all you're telling me. You're telling me you won't. You can.
Right.
You absolutely can. Anybody can. You're just telling me you won't. And we just paid you whatever we paid you, 100. I mean, Unimaginable. I would struggle with that, Tom.
But equally unimaginable is John Gruden's deal to be the head coach of the Raiders. So he's making $100 million to take this nonsense.
I suppose he's also being paid $100 million to win games. So, we got to get to the winning of games. And if I can get you healthy by the start of the season by telling you to only go at about 50 to 75% in camp till your frostbitten feet start working properly, you dumbass, then that's what we're going to do. I would struggle. That's just not, when you get off on, excuse the pun, you get off on the wrong foot here.
It's a terrible pun. Thank you for
But
qualifying that.
But seriously, you are getting off on the wrong foot here. Why is it? So this is what I'm going to be dealing with. A guy who is completely unreasonable. I don't care about a guy who wants to win desperately, who we have to kick out of the gym because he so desperately wants to be the very best he can. I'm not talking about that. That's good. Tom Brady's the hardest worker the Patriots have. Countless other guys that are, Larry Fitzgerald's work ethic is well known.
J-Boo.
Right. That's all.
Bruce told him, go spend time with your family. Get the bleep out of here.
Right. I would rather have to kick a guy out of the gym, out of the film room, tell him to get some time alone away from the game a little bit than not. It's the classic, I'd rather say whoa than giddy up. Gotcha. But that's not what this is. This is like a child.
You're trying to make up for being stupid by being doubly stupid.
Yeah. These are the actions of a child.
Like your big toe's going to fall off now because you wanted to run hard.
Also, I would think if you were in a chamber and your feet were being severely frostbitten, at some point you would have been like, whoa, oh man, I forgot my shoes. This is bad news. My feet are hurting. How do we get to that point?
Might have been numb. Cryo numb.
Dumbass.
I used to be on an endless.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
/YOU. The City of Tallahassee Utilities connects you to more than electricity. With a variety of options to choose from, you can find products and services that help you save energy, water, and money. More options, more products, more savings. Visit TILgov.com/YOU or call 891-4968 to learn more.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
Barry knows school. He's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows school. You can put him to the test.
People always appreciate it when you deliver on a promise and go the extra mile. When you turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air, our team would treat you like you would want to be treated. Zero interest financing and low monthly payments are available when you're approved for the Carrier credit card. Apply at baranoac.com. Florida license number CAC 1816186.
Powerball
Powerball is throwing the ultimate party, and one lucky winner is going to win $1 million. Introducing Powerball's New Year's Rockin' Eve VIP experience. You and a guest could take the trip of a lifetime to New York City, packed with exclusive access to the biggest events in town. Plus, you'll receive an entry for a chance to become the first Powerball millionaire of 2020. Announced live on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Play Powerball today. Learn more and enter to win at FLAlottery.com/NYRE. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket.
Claim it!
Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Did you just get an Amazon Echo? Pretty neat, huh? Now you can find us on there. Just say, Alexa, enable ESPN Radio Tallahassee. Once you've enabled our skill, you can listen to us anytime you want. Simply say, Alexa, play ESPN Radio Tallahassee.
Fonville Lewis Messer McConaughey sponsors Braves baseball so that all of you can enjoy the action. Ever since the days of Hank Aaron and Dale Murphy, we've been Tallahassee's home run hitting law firm. And because we don't get paid unless we win, we want to win every case as much as Chipper Jones wanted to win every game. So when you're injured, don't just trust any law firm to handle your case. Make the call to the bullpen for a trusted closer. To see our stats on the back of our baseball card, visit wrongfullyinjured.com. Fonville Lewis Messer McConaughey. Personal injury law is all we do.
Introducing Hardee's Charbroiled Double Deals for $2.49 each. Your choice of the double cheeseburger, the new bacon cheddar double, or backed by popular demand, the Hardee's Classic. They're double, the beef, triple, the options. You probably noticed the echo. It happens when we double, beef, and triple, the options with our Charbroiled double deals for $2.49 each. It's kind of epic. Hardee's, because it tastes better.
Double the meat is compared to the small cheeseburger. Limited time only at participating restaurants. Price may vary. Tax not included.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
I have to issue a clarification on a story I've been telling for about 10 years about Max Kellerman that he told me last week was wrong. This is how it happened, because I've been saying for about 10 years that the first time I hosted Pardon the Interruption with Max Kellerman, I was terrified, I was scared, I was young, I was not any kind of confident, and I walk around a corner, and the guy I'm hosting with, Max Kellerman, is yelling at people. The way I've told the story, I'm the best public orator since Martin Luther King. That's what I hear him saying with no sense of irony. He is saying it seriously.
That's intimidating, man.
He is saying it seriously with no sense of irony, but he told me last week that he's like, no, Dan, no, you got it all wrong. It was Malcolm X.
Oh. Glad he clarified.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Driving every day from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio. WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Tiger Woods withdraws from a tournament with an injury for the first time this year. Woods drops out of the Northern Trust today with an oblique strain. He shot a 4 over 75 in the first round. Woods is hoping he'll be able to play at Medina next week. Right now, Jordan Spieth, after a 64 today, shares the lead at 11 under par. Troy Merritt still on the course, also at 11 under. Abraham Answer just one shot back. Giants rookie quarterback Daniel Jones played one possession against the Jets last night. He was 5 for 5 for 67 yards and a touchdown. ESPN's Ryan Clark on the Giants quarterback.
As the season goes along and as Eli continues to Eli, as we've seen him do over the last 3 or 4 years, Daniel Jones will get his spot. But this isn't a situation where Daniel Jones is going to start week 1.
Ryan Clark on Get Up. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Eagles backup quarterback Nate Sudfeld will be out 6 weeks after surgery today on his broken left wrist. Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith will be out at least a week to 10 days after surgery for a cyst in his knee.
Right now at Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers, you can get a $25 prepaid Visa card by mail when you buy any Napa Automotive battery. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Auto Care Centers while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/19.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachie Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio, and a fine Libations Friday to you and yours. That was a weird first hour. But it is Libations Friday. It's loosey-goosey. We're kind of all over the map. I don't feel that bad. It just hit me that we spent a lot of time talking about me killing a coyote. Not that I ever have.
And Antonio Brown.
Not too many sports talk shows can marry those two seamlessly as we did. I brought it back down to its original point, which was I'm not getting in a hot air balloon.
Exposed butt cheeks on a saddle. You'll have to go back to listen for context.
That's a segment forevermore, buddy. There you go. Butt cheeks on a saddle, Umbro pants, Mary Beth being bitten.
By a what?
Horse.
Have to go. Oh.
Not riding in hot air balloons. Yeah, it's all in there. One segment. Did you see where Manny Diaz took the Canes to a water park after yesterday's practice?
Did he really?
Freaking cool.
Wow.
Really cool. Actually, I'm just going to say, I think, man, it would be all right if coaches did that. It's supposed to be fun. Football is super, super hard, agreed. Afterwards, if you could go to a water park, you might give a little extra effort. I'm going to a water park today. This is going to be great.
I don't know.
Water
park's cheesy.
No, it's not cheesy. It's great. It's bonding. It's no more cheesy than going bowling together or anything else. Water parks kick ass. Are you seriously underestimating the greatness of water parks?
Hang on. Don't transition from Manny Diaz being a cheeseball to the fact that I don't like water parks.
Well, you just summarily dismissed the idea of going to a water park.
The water park is great for all ages because when you're a kid, you want the thrills. As you get a little bit more...
you like the sights.
Well, sure. But then there's also, the lazy river for the older people. Like, you go have fun. I'm just going to be in this circle lazy river taking a nap.
A lot of options, Tom, at the water park. Water parks are good. The big water parks, like the one in Tampa, Adventure Island is a good water park.
Did you see the video of the giant tsunami wave?
That's great. Throwing people all over the place. I have to admit.
I didn't see any follow-up to see if anybody was...
Some people were bloodied, but I don't think anybody...
Nobody died?
I hope not, because I did laugh. I was laughing as I saw the video of those people. It must have been bizarre. You know that moment of recognition that things aren't right when you're sitting like, this is bigger than the normal waves. Look at the size of, this is not good.
Yeah.
when did the moment of horror hit?
You seen Interstellar yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Is there a tsunami? Is there another?
Something like that. And you'll know it when you see that movie that came out just a little while ago.
Was it like a decade ago now?
Probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Every time these days, well, we're focused in a lot on time right now because we're not that far away to finally crossing the finish line at the start of football, and we're all very desperate to do that. We've been biding our time, but as much as we want that to happen, any time on this show, and I think it's just because we're getting older and I'm getting real old, but anytime on this show you mention anything that happened like that we've ever talked about, I'm always stunned to find out, that was 4 years ago. Oh, I remember referencing this 17 years ago. Or that happened in 1995. What? That was 24 years ago? How did that happen? How did 24 years go by? It's crazy.
This December is going to mark the 10-year anniversary of Bobby Bowden's final game as Florida State's head coach. Think about that.
It's one of those oddities where I can see it both ways. On the one hand, when you first said it, I thought, 10 years. Has it been really 10 years? And on the other hand, I'm like, yeah. Feels
with
like
the ups and downs we've had,
with the ups and downs
it has felt like 10. Well, actually, the last 2 years have felt like 10 years.
And I don't need to tell you or anybody else that fancies themselves a Knoll. We have had some rough Septembers. There's a lot that hangs in the balance here in a couple weeks. Like, can we get into September and matter a little bit? Could games that fall at the end of September and early October? Right. I need these games in September.
The darkness is creeping towards you.
No, please no. Let this be something that, we watch, we come out unscathed. Give me an unscathed September.
Ooh. If we are unscathed in September, that means technically we're 4-1 at minimum because we play August 31. So if you want to count that first game in there, that would mean we're 5-0 going into the bye week, and we're playing Clemson as an undefeated Florida State University.
Yeah. No, we said this before, and it was before we started talking about the woes of September at Florida State, which is what we've suffered each of the last few years. But, I'll put the 31st as the first, okay? Let's include that in September. Yeah, it's not really like you're asking a lot. You're not – let me take it a step further. To your point. If you are able to get through September unscathed, the truth is it means you've made it to mid-October undefeated because you have a bye week before you face Clemson. So, in reality, beating Boise State, Louisiana Monroe, Virginia, Louisville, NC State, followed by a bye week, puts you at 5-0. It's October the 12th the next time you play football, and you do enter mid-October basically, undefeated, highly ranked, top 15, okay, go into Clemson.
You probably have to be because the networks would want it that way so they could slate that as an 8 p.m. top 15 matchup.
Which is fine with me.
That's fine with me at this point.
But listen, honestly, I get it. If we're 5-0 heading to the Clemson game, I know how emotions get tied up in this, and I know what happens. But the truth is, and I want to say it now to remind ourselves, when we get to, and if we are 5-0, taking on Clemson October the 12th, just know we are going to get blown out. If we are going to
because we've done enough to get their attention.
Yeah,
yes.
We're going to get blown out, okay? That's what's going to happen in that game. But you won't feel that way because you'll be so caught up in 5-0, so caught up in the emotions of having survived September for the first time in nearly half a decade.
Yeah, you're saying how do we get this to the third quarter? How can we get this to the third quarter where people are pissed off at halftime?
Yes, that's exactly. And remind me of this conversation. Well, in fact, we'll pull up the tape. We'll do it. If we're 5-0, and I'm going to tell you, it's not crazy. It's not crazy to say that we have a chance to be 5-0 before we face Clemson. Like a decent chance.
Yeah, I don't know that it's likely, but it's not crazy.
It's not crazy. Because, again, I'll say the opponents. You're talking about winning 5 games against Boise State, Louisiana Monroe, Virginia, Louisville, NC State.
Yeah, if we play well in the Boise game, win that game, we're that much tougher when we go on the road against Virginia. There's a little belief on that charter plane up there.
Well, I'm going to continue to beat the drum of this Boise State game and its relative importance to the head coach's future here in Tallahassee as well as the season at hand. It's a huge game.
The game of the century.
It's an odd thing. The way that it falls, the circumstances, it's a really big game. And I don't see a scenario where, maybe I'm overreacting. I get in a vacuum, I can make arguments for us to win these individual games, most of them even. Not the Clemson game, obviously, but most of them. But emotions are tied into football big time. We always talk about the war of attrition that the game is, but at the same time, we know emotions and confidence, your mentality going into these games matter. That team that went up to Clemson in 2013 and beat the brakes off of the Tigers there before a national audience and humiliated them and their fans in a way that probably still stings to some degree even after winning national championships. That team had an interesting mentality. They believed in themselves, each other, and you remember Fisher thought they were going to go up there and dominate. It was interesting. He, in private, off the record, he was telling people, we won't beat that ass. He knew it. And they came out. Think about the way they came out.
Oh, yeah. They were flexing.
They were flexing. James Wilder was flexing. It was great.
Jimbo might as well have been doing the Vince McMahon pimp walk.
It was awesome. He was staring at that playbook like, about to unleash a beast. Yeah, knew it, right? Knew it. Well, anyhow, that mentality, all that stuff, it really does matter. And it's. I feel like if you go to Jacksonville on the 31st and you lose, say, 31 or 34-24 or something like that. You give up that many points and you lose by 10 to Boise State in your first game. Last time we saw you got blown out at home by Florida. You were on your heels. Nothing went right. I just have a hard time believing they're going to really think their chances of beating Virginia. They're going to come into that Virginia game 2 weeks later in Charlottesville at night on the ACC network.
Oh, that's right.
All the pressure that comes with playing on the ACC network like that, Tom. I don't know, man. I think we'll come out on our heels tentative. Virginia believes. We're not going to look good. Now, you go beat Boise. You beat them down, Tom. You beat them 38-6.
You make them the 8th sacrament.
You then turn and say, Virginia, get ready for your ass beating. It's coming. Because we're not even looking at you, Louisiana Monroe. Come take your 50-point beating on the ACC network as a precursor.
For the world to see,
That's
except
right.
cable subscribers in Tallahassee.
No, that's not true. We're going to be fine there. Still not fretting over all of that. Plus, YouTube just signed on, Tom.
Oh, yeah,
I
there it
feel
is.
big about that. The momentum is growing.
WooTube.
I'm only half kidding about the need to,
there's an idea for a Ric Flair bit. WooTube.
You can make him a little bit more money before he
Right.
shuffles off
he
this
could do
mortal coil.
like the Andy Dick thing, right? That he did for headlines. He can give you a woo.
My man, Andy Dick.
Here's to my man, Cameron, guy in Tallahassee. Woo, brother.
We could
$50.
He might do it. I can't believe that I got to look at those 5 games and kind of seriously.
Jeff Cameron, you stud muffin, you.
Can we get past? Can we get past Louisville and NC State?
$30
to get to 5-0.
Sitting on a gold mine here.
Especially if he called me a stud muffin. That'd be great.
Yeah, you get like one comment that's in Ric Flair's voice.
Yeah.
You get the name, the location, and a woo. $29.99.
We're going to be 5-0 going to Clemson, Tom.
You think so?
Kind of.
On August the 9th, you think so, or you just think so? You think the offensive line's fixed, everything's going to be okay?
No. But again, the whole thing about the schedule when it came out was that everything didn't have to be okay. We didn't need everything to be okay to navigate the first half of this schedule. When it came out, I went, okay, all right, this is about as good as you could hope for. There are no, you're not playing a stretch where you got, say, Boise State 2 weeks later, Clemson followed by, I don't know, Miami. Well, you're like, good Lord, this is going to be tough. No, I mean, the way this spaces out, the teams you face, where you play those games. Yeah, man.
Hey there, Sugar Britches. I'm talking to you, Jeff Cameron. Woo!
Are you going to reach out to him now?
$40.
$40. Make him do like 6 of these. Sugar Britches, Stud Muffin.
Stud Muffin.
Yeah. Let's get all of those.
Check things all the time, like your email every 10 seconds or your ex's Instagram. But what about checking something as important as your credit? Well, Discover makes it quick, easy, and best of all, free. Discover is now offering FICO credit scores to everyone for free, even if you're not a customer. And checking your score won't hurt your credit. We call it the Discover Credit Scorecard. And once you know your score, you should check to see if your current credit card is the best fit for you. Check your credit, compare your card. Go to discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
Did you know you can get Hulu for only $5.99 a month? That's all the Veronica Mars, Handmaid's Tale, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Family Guy, and This Is Us that you can watch. Plus thousands of other shows and movies. Like that one show you quote all the time. And that other show you've been meaning to watch. And that show you don't tell anyone you watch. Don't worry, we don't judge. We might be crazy to give you all that TV for so little, but we love TV. And we want to make it easy for you to watch more of it. So if you love TV like we love TV, go to Hulu.com and start your free trial.
Hey, Tallahassee, it's me, the Capitol Building. I know you've cracked some jokes about my awesome tower and perfectly symmetrical domes. It's okay, because from on high, I see a serious problem in this town. Scores of people like yourself, confused, hungry, not knowing what to eat for a delicious downtown breakfast or lunch. Well, have no fear. Just a stone's throw away from my observation deck are the best people in the business, Metro Deli. Breakfast, eat, sandwiches, and wraps, too. Metro Deli is the spot for you. Oh, yeah, Metro Deli. And hey, don't throw stones from my deck. That's not cool. Someone might get hurt.
Hendrick.
Get to the all-new Dale Earnhardt Jr. Chevrolet, a proud partner of the Hendrick Automotive Group. Shop the Hendrick Summer Sales Event all month. Find new roads in a 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 truck, up to $15,000 off MSRP. Plus, get a 20-quart Orca cooler with the purchase of any new Chevy truck. New management, new buying experience, same Chevy. Come see us on Tennessee Street. Shop DaleJuniorChevy.com. Cooler valued at $199. Not all vehicles will qualify for maximum discount. Must finance with GM Financial plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and dealer admin charge. See dealer for details.
Win an ultimate fan cave experience. Text Fan Cave to 66555 and enter to win a $1,500 prize giveaway from Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch beverage distributor Tri-Eagle Sales. Win a 50-inch flat screen TV, refrigerator for your ice-cold Bud Light, and more. Text Fan Cave to 66555 or visit TriEagleSales.com. Bud Light, famous among friends. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly. A message from local beverage distributor Tri-Eagle Sales.
Hendrick.
Get to the all-new Dale Earnhardt Jr. Chevrolet, a proud partner of the Hendrick Automotive Group. Shop the Hendrick Summer Sales Event all month. Find new roads in a 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 truck, up to $15,000 off MSRP. Plus, get a 20-quart Orca cooler with the purchase of any new Chevy truck. New management, new buying experience, same Chevy. Come see us on Tennessee Street. Shop DaleJuniorChevy.com. Cooler valued at $199. Not all vehicles will qualify for maximum discount. Must finance with GM Financial plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and dealer admin charge. See dealer for details.
Seminoles. It's 2019 and a new football season is amongst us. It's a new day and we have an opportunity to build this program back to where it belongs, together. Every day we get one step faster, one rep stronger. The journey to the top includes you. We are one tribe together and we remain unconquered. We need you in Doak Campbell Stadium this fall, and that begins by getting season tickets now. Visit us online at Seminoles.com or call 1-888-FSU-NOLE and get ready to hear
Touchdown, Florida State!
Very soon.
Escúchame, it is Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
How is it that I'm calling myself right now? It's actually happening. How is that possible? That's got to be a scam, right? John Wiener calling John Wiener? How is that possible? It's impossible. I'm going to fall for it. Hello? Hey. Devontae! All right, I'll do it. That happened. Real time.
That is how that happened. Okay, listen to me. He is always in character. Why? Because he is this character.
It's jarring, man. I'm like, well, I'm going myself. It's got to be a scam, right? Those who got you a time traveler and you found a way to call yourself. I'm going to answer it.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Chuck Oliver here, and Tallahassee, let's talk college football in the South. Join me every weekday at 1 p.m. right here for wall-to-wall coverage of every big program in the region. Whether it's the ACC or SEC, college football is always on our minds. The conversation happens right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee Sports Monster.
The Jeff Cameron Show is brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Big store pricing with local service. Online at ctf.nu.
Yeah, one look at the headlines around college football, and you do that hold your breath thing. My worst nightmare. Pitt loses their starting defensive end for the season with a torn ACL. You gotta.
I like Pitt too. That's sad.
I like their uniforms. Duke wide receiver Jake Bobo out indefinitely after fracturing his right clavicle during practice. The school announcing today. That happened today, actually. You've got a bunch of these little things here where sustaining a number of injuries has led an offensive lineman for Tennessee to call it a day and quote-unquote retire in college. And that's just, these are all the headlines right now. Don't need that. Don't need that. If we want to have silly conversations about nebulous things like where is Thompson-Nasruddin going to line up the most?
Yes, it's a silly conversation. Yes, it is.
No, I'm
it's
saying
important at all.
Silly stories or things where you just speculate about what role or, where he's going to play as opposed to, hey, he's out for the year. One is just whatever. It's a nothing story.
You know there's only 2 more Saturdays left before college football season starts?
I do know that because the 24th is around the corner. And for some reason, for whatever reason, the 10th it's I guess the countdown stuff. We do this all the time. The difference between saying 13 days or just under 2 weeks. The difference between saying we've got 30 days or
15 days and 13 days is a gulf. It's not the difference that you would see in a math equation.
Right.
It's huge.
Yeah, for whatever reason, just a nice 14 days to football, which tomorrow morning when you wake up, it's a beautiful thing.
And we're going to put on a show for you folks. Not a radio show, but an awesome time to enjoy the kickoff of college football season.
Yeah, a good chance to remind everybody to come out to the Listener Appreciation Party, Libations Friday Fest on a Saturday this year at Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. That's right. That's on the 24th. Mark it down on your calendar. You were already excited about the 24th. Now we get to double down on the excitement for the 24th because you're going to come out and join us. We'll give away some things. We'll have some tall, cold ones. We'll swap stories. We'll talk about our high hopes for the upcoming season, and then we'll hate watch Florida and Miami. But it'll count. It's a real game, and it's an intriguing game. Let's be honest. We're all excited about that game. I think there's some questions that can be answered. In particular, we know Miami's defense is very, very good. Let's see if Florida can continue to build on what happened a year ago with them. I know they've got some questions on the offensive line, so that's very intriguing.
Front seven versus the front five for Florida. That should be interesting.
Changes the way you view that game, by the way, because you know Miami's defense is the strength of their team. It's certainly not quarterback. But then you look at Florida and you think, okay, that was a real good first year, Dan Mullen, but it's been an offseason of problems, and we've got question marks on the offensive line. You also won't be one of the top 5 teams in turnover margin this year in all likelihood, so what you got?
I wonder, given how Miami's offense will be definitely a work in progress and Florida's offensive line is a question mark, even though Dan Mullen is a quarterback whisperer and he got something out of Felipe Franks last year.
Sure did.
Wonder how that affects the over-under number. It's got to be in the low 40s, one would think, right?
Yeah, I haven't looked at the over-under on that game. I actually don't like the game as far as coming at it from a gambling standpoint. Too early in the year between these two teams. I need a little bit more. I really get more comfortable by the time we get into week 3 with a lot of things. But where I think you can take advantage, and some people may disagree with me here, but if you have some inside information, some insight onto some of those middling teams outside the Power 5, I think Vegas struggles a little bit more with them than they do the known commodities. And so, a lot of times early on, I think you can pounce on that because they adjust pretty quickly. They figure things out pretty quickly.
I feel like on its face, this could be a really, really ugly opening game between those two teams. And wouldn't it be fitting in Tallahassee to watch a game between Florida and Miami and it not be entertaining at all?
Last time they faced one another, it wasn't a pretty game. It was a hideous game. It was 21-16 back in 2013. And while those two were engaged in a pillow fight, we were on the cusp of winning the national championship. That's what that was.
Florida found a way to lose that game.
Oh,
that was crazy.
It is nuts. Really, you go back, the series, they don't play all that often. I remember back in the day them playing in Tampa Stadium in a game I went to. But the Hurricanes beat Florida 21-16 in 2013. In 2008, Florida won 26-3. Before that, do you remember that 2008 game at all?
2008, what was the score? Sorry,
26-3.
I mean, those were the Florida years, man. They were just unstoppable. So I probably stayed away from it.
Before that, the two had not played one another since the 2004 Peach Bowl, a game that Miami won.
Yep.
That became part of a 7-1 run since a 35-23 Florida victory to kick off the 1985 season.
Right now, Florida is a 7-point favorite for the contest that happens in just a little over 2 weeks. And the over-under is 50. Feels a little high.
I'm going to take the Canes plus 7 and under 50.
I tend to agree.
Yeah. Give me the Canes plus 7, under 50 if I'm betting it today. I'd like that to be 7.5.
50 feels awfully high, especially for our first game of the season, too, to say nothing about those offenses and how shoddy they may be.
Yeah, I can't get a feel for that game. I feel like Florida should win the game.
So but you need 28-24, in order to hit the over? That seems like a lot.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I'm taking – well, that's why we're both in agreement here. We're going to go with the under 50.
31-20? I just don't see it.
What would it take? So 7. How low would you go? How many points do you need to take Miami? All 7?
To take Miami?
I'm getting 7 right here. I'm taking it. Would I take him plus 6?
No, I'd say the hook. You got to give me 7.5. I'll just stick to the total.
So you would take. So you won't take 7, but you take 7.5.
I'm trying to win. I'm not trying to tie here. trying to win the bet.
That's a lot of points. That's a good Miami defense. That's one thing. Miami's defense is going to be good.
But we remember what they looked like as a team last year, even with a defense that was comprised of a lot of these same characters.
Well, and again, you go back and think about our game down there, as disjointed and troubled as we were. We went into that stadium, and it was an environment. I can tell you, I was there. It was. They were ready. They were excited, and then they were in shock. Now, granted, it worked out in the end in a miraculous comeback, and they screwed us on a call. But that said, it did happen, and the place was delirious. But they were stunned. They were booing their home team. Is what they were doing. It was rather loud. They threw stuff onto the field.
Again?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah,
I know they did that at the Block.
It is Miami. It's not. It wasn't shocking in any way, shape, or form. I was laughing at the time.
Never change, guys. Never change.
We actually wouldn't know what to do if they did.
What if they became like solid
classy
citizens?
Somehow, or I think though, again, you go back and look at the defense. What Miami was a year ago. They do lose 4 starters on that defense, but that's a front 7 that is very strong, and I love their linebackers, and for that reason, I'm taking the +7. Now, we're a ways out. We're going to continue to monitor practice, all that stuff. We'll get our reports. We'll figure out who's healthy and whatnot, but on a day in where you hear more and more that Florida's offensive line is a problem, potentially, I'm taking those 7, baby. Do you know, just as excited as I am, maybe, for the fact that we've got real games on our tube right now, and soon the start of football, it's upon us 2 weeks from tomorrow. Redemption Thursday is a couple days before that, my friend. Less than 2 weeks until the first Redemption Thursday of the year.
Let it wash over us, please.
Less than 2 weeks, Tom, till the first Redemption Thursday. I'll have my wagers. I probably will do a special 25 for that day, that first one.
There aren't what?
I don't know. I made that up.
Preseason games too?
No, I'm just excited. Every college. I used to let you wear.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men on a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Refrigerator for your ice-cold Bud Light, and more. Text Fan Cave to 66555 or visit tryeaglesales.com. Bud Light, famous among friends. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly. A message from local beverage distributor Tri-Eagle Sales.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
Not every law firm is the same. For example, you don't hire a divorce attorney to handle a foreclosure. The same goes for your insurance claim. Hire a firm that has the knowledge and experience in handling insurance matters. The Morgan Law Group is dedicated solely to this cause, fighting insurance claims that are underpaid, delayed, or denied. With offices throughout Florida, the Morgan Law Group covers claims for all hurricanes, storms, mold, fires, boats, and even sinkholes. Representing the policyholder, going after the insurance companies. The Morgan Law Group. Offices Miami, Orlando, Naples, and Panama City. Online at policyadvocate.com.
Not an employee or member of a law firm.
Thursdays are Friday Eve, and that's a reason to celebrate. No matter what you're looking for, they've got you covered every Thursday down in College Town. Centrale offers 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday. Or you can stop by Township for Taco Thursday. $2 house tacos, $2. Madison Social offers the Social Agreement. You and a buddy can split one order of wings, 2 Madso burgers, 2 bourbons, 2 proof Madison Socials, all for just $40. See what they did there? And don't worry about parking. Plenty of spaces available in the parking deck or surrounding lots. Check out all the Thursday Collegetown deals right now on ThursdaysInCollegetown.com.
Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram is the Jeep headquarters of America. We've purchased over 100 Jeep Renegades, and they've all arrived and are on the lot for immediate delivery. 2018 Jeep Renegade Latitude with MSRP starting at $25,120. On sale now for $18,870. That's a savings of $6,250. A new Jeep starting at only $18,870. Those prices are unheard of and can only be found at your Jeep headquarters of America, Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No other dealer can offer you this kind of savings. We buy in mass quantities and pass along the savings to you. 2018 Jeep Renegade Latitude, starting at $18,870. Payments as low as $299 a month. On the corner of West Tennessee and Capitol Circle, where we're right on the corner and always right on the price. Check us out on the web at TallahasseeDCJ.com. All prices include rebates and incentives plus tax, title, and dealer fee. State number 18J605. Must finance through Chrysler Capital and qualify for all rebates and incentives.
For young people, education can be a guiding light. It provides a path to achieve their dreams. That's why the Florida Lottery proudly supports the Bright Futures Scholarship Program, helping over 800,000 students attend college. And we want to continue creating brighter tomorrows. If you're a current Bright Futures scholar or Florida educator, visit flalottery.com/brightfutures to let us know how we can help you shine even further.
Did you know you can get Hulu for only $5.99 a month? That's all the Veronica Mars, Handmaid's Tale, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Family Guy, and This Is Us that you can watch. Plus thousands of other shows and movies. Like that one show you quote all the time. And that other show you've been meaning to watch. And that show you don't tell anyone you watch. Don't worry, we don't judge. We might be crazy to give you all that TV for so little, but we love TV. And we want to make it easy for you to watch more of it. So if you love TV like we love TV, go to Hulu.com and start your free trial.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Tiger Woods withdraws from a tournament with an injury for the first time this year. Woods drops out of the Northern Trust today with an oblique strain. He shot a 4 over 75 in the first round. Woods is hoping he'll be able to play at Medina next week. Right now, Jordan Spieth, after a 64 today, shares the lead at 11 under par. Troy Merritt still on the course, also at 11 under. Abraham Answer just one shot back. Giants rookie quarterback Daniel Jones played one possession against the Jets last night. He was 5 for 5 for 67 yards and a touchdown. ESPN's Ryan Clark on the Giants quarterback.
As the season goes along and as Eli continues to Eli, as we've seen him do over the last 3 or 4 years, Daniel Jones will get his spot. But this isn't a situation where Daniel Jones is going to start week 1.
Ryan Clark on Get Up. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Eagles backup quarterback Nate Sudfeld will be out 6 weeks after surgery today on his broken left wrist. Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith will be out at least a week to 10 days after surgery for a cyst in his knee.
Right now at Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers, you can get a $25 prepaid Visa card by mail when you buy any Napa Automotive battery. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Auto Care Centers while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/19.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Quarter Pocket Bar and Grill. Quarter Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
I don't know what this world is.
The debates today are surrounding whether or not, and I watched this, I'm guilty of it this morning because this is what you get. You get the over-the-top. You were referencing it earlier. I believe it was Ryan Clark who was talking.
Yeah, we were talking about it today when I was out this morning, and ESPN was on in the background. They have him on ESPN to do little quick hits about like the throw that Daniel Jones made for the touchdown and why that's going to determine how good he is at the pro level, like for the regular season. I don't know. It's a hell of a thing to have to answer those questions.
They were, in addition, talking about Baker Mayfield and where he's at in his leadership role.
Oh, 13-3, obviously, after watching that drive, right?
They've got talent. They've got talent. There's no doubt. I mean, if you're just looking around at Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr., you look at the running back situation, you look at Baker, who had a good first year, they've got talent. The question is on the offensive line. It doesn't get solved with anything you see in a preseason game right now. Not in the sense that opening drive is against the cover two bland, but I do think Baker's going to continue to improve. He seems to have not only the requisite skills, which really matters first and foremost.
The edge.
I could see where, while he's annoying to watch from afar, you can see where his teammates would love him. And they have everywhere he's been. They have. I mean, he's brash and he certainly loves to play the game.
If you suck and you're like that, they hate you. But if you can back it up and
if you can make plays and you work hard
and you make plays for the others, as in the receivers, then they love you. That's all they care about, is you facilitate their greatness.
Yeah, diva receiver, certainly that is true. Yeah, speaking of receiver, by the way, an update on Antonio Callaway. He's been suspended for 4 games for violating the NFL's substance abuse policy. Stunning. Quote, I take full responsibility for my actions. I made a mistake, and I own that. I have taken steps to make myself better, and I appreciate the Browns standing by me and supporting me during this time. I know there's nothing I can say to regain trust. It will all be about my actions. Of course, he entered the NFL with a checkered past, tested positive for marijuana in the 2018 NFL Combine, later cited for possession of marijuana again while driving on a suspended license. Police also found bullets in a gun part while searching his vehicle that weren't registered. Callaway had possession charge dropped at a hearing, pled guilty to operating without a valid license, and for speeding. He paid $911 in fine. Now, from there, of course, we had the incident at the University of Florida. He was suspended the entire 2017 season for using his stolen credit card information to fund bookstore accounts, also cited for marijuana possession while there, drug equipment during a traffic stop in Gainesville in May of 2017. So when you add all this up, and then the latest is, quote, a mistake, you'd have to say, nope, don't get the benefit of the doubt, my man. It's not a mistake. It's a pattern of behavior that's existed for 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, you got to see in depth how he treats these situations on Hard Knocks a couple of years ago, and tells you all you need to know. You know, sometimes you read about somebody in print, you don't get a sense of who they are.
You don't, right. I'm always careful about that,
but
too.
But Hard Knocks, sometimes it dramatizes things, right, or dramatize. I don't know which one the correct word is.
I like to say dramatize.
Dramatize?
He's dramatizing a relatively banal set of circumstances.
So you see him in person and you say, yeah, okay, well, you know, if you assume the worst in this case, you might be right. This guy doesn't seem like he's all that responsible.
Meanwhile, the Bucs get some good news. Defensive tackle Vita Vea sprained LCL in his left knee. That, according to several reports out of Tampa, the injury, which could keep him out as long as 2 months potentially, does not require surgery. So that's the bit of good news. But I didn't look at this as good news. Initially, after he left the field in pain, there were reports really a short time later that he was up and walking around and doing much better. And so I was led to believe, at least the reports I read, that it wasn't going to be much. Maybe he misses the preseason, which isn't good for a fat ass. You need some work. But it's okay. I figured he's not a receiver. I'll live with it. As long as his knee's ready to go by the time of the start of the season, we'll be all right. Now you're hearing that he is not going to be able to give it a go for possibly up to 2 months. Then again, some say 4 weeks, some say 6 weeks. So you're just holding your breath. It's important that he play. The healthy Vita Vea that you saw at the end of last year made a huge difference with this defense and was somebody that made it easier to stomach that you were going to lose a guy that, you know, we had grown to trust. We had grown to like. He didn't play a lot of games every year, played 9 to 10 every year, but when he did play, he was good. So you thought, okay, we'll move on from this. It'll be okay. You got a guy that you can replace him with, and you're going to feel good. They also brought in Ndamukong Suh. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was the opposite because I'm a Bucs fan, and
You
so
just
I
assumed
the
it was
worst.
done, yeah.
And if you look at our injury log the last few years, that if you assume the worst, you probably are assuming correctly.
Well, sure. I mean, you initially read a report that Jason Pierre-Paul may have gotten into a minor car accident, then you find out that he broke his neck.
Mm-hmm. Kendall Beckwith used to be on the team. I don't know where he is anymore. I don't know if he's still on this planet.
You've got to, come on, put on the detective cap because I need to know that answer as well. He was not only on the team, he made a huge impact on the team, and immediately we thought, what a gem. What a nice pick that was.
Light's done it again.
Yeah, how about that? What in the hell happened?
He's not playing this year from what I gather. But, yeah, that's just one. Then last year we lost Quan Alexander at a really inopportune time. That was after Cam Brate turned the ball over late in the second quarter, and it never should have happened.
A meaningless freaking play.
But you know what? I don't know that we draft Devin White if not for that injury. And maybe that is the ultimate blessing in disguise because the rookie linebacker out of LSU is apparently the talk of the town. He's the talk of camp. Everybody in that locker room is talking about how he's handled all of the X's and O's stuff.
Yeah.
And he's doing so, and he looks like a veteran.
I'm a huge fan of drafting linebackers out of the SEC. They face physical teams who run the football. The required athleticism, toughness, diagnosis, all of that is there in those linebackers. I'm not saying there aren't good linebackers in other conferences. Of course there are. But if you give me a guy that leads the conference, in this case the country in tackles, in that conference, in that division, yeah, man, I feel pretty good about it. By the way, you mentioned aforementioned Beckwith and Quan Alexander. I mean, we've had some success with guys from there.
Yeah, we do poach LSU players.
Well,
yes.
And what's LSU's strong point? Defense. Mm-hmm. And we watch LSU defenses and we go, they play with tenacity, but they play with a ferocity that I'd like to see my defense play with, and they trigger downhill. They trigger downhill.
One other thing to watch tonight for Bucs fans or interested observers is apparently the defensive backcourt, this wave. It's kind of like what Willie was talking about with the true freshmen coming in, how they've got some nastiness to them, some edge to them here at Florida State with our 2019 class. Apparently this rookie class of defensive backs are aggressive. They are quite aggressive.
That has to do with scheme, too. I mean, you've now brought in a defensive coordinator that is going to play press coverage. So you're not going to watch guys line up 8 yards off the ball who in college played man up close to the body. And, you know, you gotta marry players to scheme. You know, you bring in a guy. Listen, you take chances on guys from small schools because you didn't get to see them go against elite talent week in and week out. But you also look at the skill set and say, well, this fits in what I want to do. Now, I don't know if he's big enough. I don't know if he's going to be healthy enough because the guy we took had injury issues in college. But I know from a technique standpoint and what he's accustomed to doing in the defense that he played in college, small school or not, is exactly what I'm going to be asking him to do here. That coupled with the fact that he ran a 4.37 or whatever the hell it was, okay, the fourth round, third round, I'll take my shot on that kid because he's going to do what I need him to do and he's going to understand what I want him to do. So they're just being smarter right now. That's part of what Arians did with the staff. They may not win a ton of games. Let's wait and see what they're lacking depth in some areas. They may not have all the talent they need up front on the offensive line, but at least I think they're putting their guys in positions to succeed. That's all you ask of coaches in general, is to have some faith in the guys, let them grow closer together and believe in you, and then ask them to execute things that's within their skill set. You know, this is put them in a position to succeed. Over and over again, I preach that. Seems rather standard, but we haven't always done that in Tampa.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
To Auburn and everywhere in between. That's the Chuck Oliver Show, weekdays at 1 p.m. on our new home in Tallahassee, 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee Sports Monster.
Knoll fans, 97.9 ESPN Radio's exclusive home for 2019 away game watch parties is Hangar 38 in Bannerman Crossing.
Looking for the slant. This time Terry's got it, and he's into the end zone. That's a Florida State touchdown.
The Jeff Cameron Show crew will be on hand for every Seminole away football game for contests, prizes, and a good time.
They'll feed it to him again. Look out. Touchdown!
So when the Knolls hit the road, join us at Hangar 38 in Bannerman Crossing, the exclusive watch party headquarters for 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
This is Shell Rotella gas truck. This is truck oil. This is hunting, fishing, camping way off the grid oil. This is climbing mountains in the rain, snow, and mud oil. This is hauling the world's greatest tailgate party halfway across the country, oil. This is not top-down cruising to the corner store for cupcakes oil. This is Shell Rotella gas truck, just for your truck and SUV, oil. Find Shell Rotella gas truck at your local Advance Auto Parts today.
Not only does this taste well, if you're at Bumpa's Local 349, first of all, just saying the word lavash is awesome. It also tastes great because what it is it's topped with olive oil and garlic and Havarti cheese and Parmesan, and it's just damn delicious. But I just, more than anything else, I'm glad it's good, because if it wasn't, I'd be so sad, because I'd want to say lavash. When they come over and they say, what do you want? I go, lavash. You know, listen, the menu's got burgers, it's got wings, it's got salads, it's got pastas, it's got ribs, it's got all the good stuff. It's got a bologna sandwich. It's got a bologna sandwich.
The penne alla vodka. This is interesting.
That's damn tasty.
It is damn tasty. It's not something that I'm picky when I eat.
You are.
My pop is a huge fan of penne alla vodka, and he says you got to have it done just
perfect.
right.
Theirs is perfect.
The reputation for that has made it into 3 different conversations I've been involved in over the last 2 months in Tallahassee. It's ridiculous.
Bumpa's Local 349. Good food, good people. Go see them. They're on Capitol Circle. Good stuff.
Tallahassee loves the corner pocket as much as a crystal ball winning catch.
He's looking, he lost it to the end zone. It's Benjamin! Touchdown! With 13 seconds left!
The 97.9 ESPN radio special is a must-have every Monday and Wednesday at the corner pocket. 10 mouth-watering wings, a fresh side of fries, and a chilled domestic pint of beer are just $9.79 all day long. Be sure and try the fish blend of sauces, a true wing eater's favorite. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
He's gone!
Home of Trivia Tuesday, Beer Bingo Thursday, and the daily $7.99 lunch special.
Cigars of Tally is your one-stop shop for everything cigars. With 2 convenient locations, Cigars of Tally is here to serve you. The 1401 Market Street location is right off I-10 and great for travelers and after-work stops. The Midtown location, Cigars of Tally Lounge and Bar at 926 North Monroe Street, is great for those winding down from a long day. With the largest humidor in town, affordable cigar lockers, a large covered patio, and private conference rooms, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Cigars of Tally, open 7 days a week. Need cigars? Get your ash in here.
Hendrick.
It's the Hendrick Summer Sales Event at Dale Earnhardt Jr. Buick GMC. Save big on over 200 new Buick and GMC cars, trucks, and SUVs. We are professional grade. DaleJr.BuickGMC.com.
Hey, this is FAMU beat writer Rory Sharrock. Join me Friday at 6 p.m. for the Rattler Review. We're talking all things FAMU. Great interviews with players, coaches, and alumni. The Rattler Review, Fridays at 6 p.m. right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee Sports Monster.
You're listening to The Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
I almost read the wrong thing. That's the wrong copy, Tom.
So I saw the other side of it through the light.
And you're like, he's about to. Don't
the
do
flash
it.
sale is over.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't forget tonight. It's a short segment. Let me give you a couple of reminders. Tonight we got Rattler Review is back. Welcome back, Rory Sharrock. Looking forward to listening to you tonight on my way home. It's going to be an interesting year for FAM. I'm excited and hopeful that they are able to maintain the momentum gained last year. Coach Simmons did a fantastic job. We were all right there on the edge, watching them on the cusp of winning the MEAC. That's as quick a turnaround as you could hope for. given the poor play in the previous several seasons. So I was happy about that. Then you get this tumultuous offseason, which seemingly every month you read something else that has you gravely concerned about the athletic department at Florida A&M. Hopefully, the worst of it is over. They survive this and move forward. But can the football team continue to move forward? So I'm going to be listening closely. Rory Schrock, Rattler Review. That's tonight at 6 when we sign off. And right after that, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Tom, when do we start Buccaneers? Buccaneers. Listen to me. I'm so used to saying that phrase. The Scuttlebucks. When do we start the Scuttlebucks?
Actually, it's not a bad idea for a show.
Buccaneers.
Half an hour one, half an hour the other.
Sure. Scuttlebucks starts back when?
I believe it's 2 weeks before preseason week 3. I'll confirm that, but we have some time. I do know that much.
I'm just anxious to get to it, man. I got a lot of opinions about the Bucs and excited to do that show. We always like it. It was well received, and
it's going to be a lot easier this year too because Bruce Arians is quotable one way or the other. You can always run with something he says, and it starts a conversation.
Quotable, competent. I think I said this last week. I'll say it again here. We'll be watching tonight. The Bucs come on at 6:30. You can listen to it right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. I think the Bucs are going to take a step forward this year. I don't know what that looks like record-wise. I just believe that the Bucs are in good hands right now with a coach that obviously has proven himself time and again. But I like where they're at. I think Jameis is in the best place he's ever been in mentally. Physically, I'm sure he is too. He's a hard worker, so he's going to be strong. We already know that. We see him put in the work. But I think he's more mature. I think he's grown up a lot these last few years. He's guilty of missteps. Not the most egregious of those that he's been accused of, but guilty of missteps and immaturity without question. There's no getting around that. Even his most ardent supporters would admit that, and of which I'm pretty much one. Having said that, I love where he's at now. When you listen to him talk, that's a man in command. It's a guy that is very comfortable where he's at, not only with his personal life, but with his football, where he has within the franchise and the community.
Saw that presser this week?
Yeah. He is really, really good right now. And I think his play will show that. I think certainly anytime you get more comfortable and you know kind of who you are and you learn from mistakes, I just expect big things out of him this year. So I'm looking forward to that. And Scuttlebucks will be coming up for people to listen to because we're going to carry it on this network
We
as
are,
well.
yeah. We're determining what time during the weeknights, but definitely on Sundays we're going to carry that at 11 a.m. Sunday mornings.
Look forward to it. Now, before we get into the final hour, let me remind you of this. This, too, a good thing. Text right now. Do it. Get your phones out. Everybody's got their phone near them. We're all tethered to them.
Pull off to the shoulder of the road.
Or hand it to the person in the car that's not driving.
Slap on the hazards.
Here we go. Text Fan Cave to 66555. That's 66555. And enter to win an ultimate fan cave from Bud Light. Thank you, Bud Light. Over $1,500 in prize money giveaway. Text Fan Cave to 66555. Or visit trieaglesales.com. Again, one more time. Text Fan Cave to 66555 or visit trieaglesales.com. Of course, you know the disclaimer, everybody. You got to be 21 years of age or older in order to do this. We always want you to drink responsibly, and we thank our friends from the local Anheuser-Busch beverage distributor, Tri-Eagle Sales. All right. Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
Sped through that one a little quickly, did I? That's a good Friday song. Crank it. One more hour to go. Let's do it.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Scherer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Xfinity delivers the fastest internet, the most Wi-Fi coverage throughout your home, and the most Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide. Only from Xfinity. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today to experience all Xfinity has to offer.
Around here, everyone knows you need the right tool for the job. It's the difference between orders filled and orders missed, between return customers and product returns. That's why I order from Grainger. With over 250 local branches, will-call product pickup, and a time-saving mobile app, it's easy to get it right. When it comes to getting what you need, when you need it, Grainger's got your back. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Tallahassee, it's me, the Capitol Building. I know you've cracked some jokes about my awesome tower and perfectly symmetrical domes. It's okay, because from on high, I see a serious problem in this town. Scores of people like yourself, confused, hungry, not knowing what to eat for a delicious downtown breakfast or lunch. Well, have no fear. Just a stone's throw away from my observation deck are the best people in the business, Metro Deli. Breakfast, eat, sandwiches, and wraps, too. Metro Deli is the spot for you. Oh, yeah, Metro Deli. And hey, don't throw stones from my deck. That's not cool. Someone might get hurt.
Introducing Hardee's Charbroiled Double Deals for $2.49 each. Your choice of the double cheeseburger, the new bacon cheddar double, or backed by popular demand, the Hardee's Classic. They're double. The beef. Triple. The options. You probably noticed the echo. It happens when we double, beef, and triple the options with our Charbroiled Double Deals for $2.49 each. It's kind of epic. Hardee's, because it tastes better.
Double the meat is compared to the small cheeseburger. Limited time only at participating restaurants. Price may vary. Tax not included.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Not every law firm is the same. For example, you don't hire a divorce attorney to handle a foreclosure. The same goes for your insurance claim. Hire a firm that has the knowledge and experience in handling insurance matters. The Morgan Law Group is dedicated solely to this cause, fighting insurance claims that are underpaid, delayed, or denied. With offices throughout Florida, the Morgan Law Group covers claims for all hurricanes, storms, mold, fires, boats, and even sinkholes. Representing the policyholder, going after the insurance companies. The Morgan Law Group. Offices Miami, Orlando, Naples, and Panama City. Online at policyadvocate.com.
Not an employee or member of law firm.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
I have to issue a clarification on a story I've been telling for about 10 years about Max Kellerman that he told me last week was wrong. This is how it happened, because I've been saying for about 10 years that the first time I hosted Pardon the Interruption with Max Kellerman, I was terrified, I was scared, I was young, I was not any kind of confident, and I walk around a corner, and the guy I'm hosting with, Max Kellerman, is yelling at people. The way I've told the story, I'm the best public orator since Martin Luther King. That's what I hear him saying with no sense of irony. He is saying it seriously.
That's intimidating, man.
He is saying it seriously with no sense of irony. But he told me last week that he's like, no, Dan, no, you got it all wrong. It was Malcolm X.
Oh. Glad he clarified it.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Driving every day from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio. WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Tiger Woods withdraws from a tournament with an injury for the first time this year. Woods drops out of the Northern Trust today with an oblique strain. He shot a 4/75 in the first round. Woods is hoping he'll be able to play at Medina next week. Right now, Jordan Spieth, after a 64 today, shares the lead at 11 under par. Troy Merritt still on the course, also at 11 under. Abraham Answer just one shot back. Giants rookie quarterback Daniel Jones played one possession against the Jets last night. He was 5 for 5 for 67 yards and a touchdown. ESPN's Ryan Clark on the Giants quarterback.
As the season goes along and as Eli continues to Eli, as we've seen him do over the last 3 or 4 years, Daniel Jones will get his spot. But this isn't a situation where Daniel Jones is going to start week 1.
Ryan Clark on Get Up. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Eagles backup quarterback Nate Sudfeld will be out 6 weeks after surgery today on his broken left wrist. Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith will be out at least a week to 10 days after surgery for a cyst in his knee.
Right now at Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers, you can get a $25 prepaid Visa card by mail when you buy any Napa Automotive battery. Do it yourself or have it done for you. That's Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Auto Care Centers while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/19.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
The Jeff Cameron Show, at least for this week. Thanks for tuning to it. Happy Libations Friday. Loosey-goosey edition of the program. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you get to listen live via the streaming free. Always don't miss anything. But, hey, if you do, go back, get caught up, because we'll post on iTunes and in our own audio vault upon the conclusion of the show. Remember to rate, review, all that good stuff, as they say. Comment there on iTunes. On Twitter, it's at Jay Cameron Show. The WTSM app, good for your mobile devices. That, too, is a good thing. Hello, Periscope. Hello, YouTube. Hope this finds you doing well. All right, so I took in some preseason games. I'll take in some more preseason games tonight. Reminder, we got the Bucs right here. If you're out and about, you can watch the Buccaneers or listen to the Buccaneers beginning at 6:30 with the pregame show. That, too, is a good thing, and I look forward to it.
And to hear Gene Deckerhoff's voice for the first time this football season. All righty.
I liked what I watched last night. I did take some time to take in a little football, and, of course, I'll watch the Bucs just because they're the Bucs. But, you know, the anticipation for the start of preseason, it officially really felt real last night with all of the games to choose from, and yet the same thing happened to me. Not going to lie. It happened to me about midway through the second quarter. Okay. Flip back over to baseball. I was envious of people like you who've got legitimate reasons to be watching, locked into baseball, don't need to watch preseason football to get by for the evening because you're in a playoff race, so it can happen. I don't have a reason to watch baseball other than I love the sport, but I'm like picking and choosing. I've latched onto the Mets.
This is a massively important couple of weeks for the Mets because we play Washington, the Braves.
Atlanta, yeah.
Then you get Kansas City, a little break.
To get right.
Cleveland, Braves. So these next 5 series are quite important. I never thought we'd be back here in this position. 3 weeks ago, we were dead and buried, and we were rightfully dead and buried. We may be in a couple weeks' time. But it's cool that they got me pretty much to the start of college football season with interest.
I don't need to make you more nervous here. If I were wanting to throw some money on a World Series combatant where I could really get a hell of a lot in my return, I'm taking the Mets. I mean, the Mets right now, they're the team nobody wants to face with that pitching rotation. It wouldn't be crazy to see them beat anybody in a series in the National League at all. In fact, I'm inclined to favor them in most of the series.
Oh, boy, here we go.
No, I just am. I don't. Whose pitching staff is as good as the Mets? None.
The Nationals when Scherzer gets back, but he's gone right now.
Yeah, and
if you have Strasburg, Corbin, and Scherzer, that matches up quite favorably.
It does, but, man, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a toss-up at that point.
If they continue to pitch like this, though, I mean, Wheeler's got an ERA in the high 4s. Syndergaard has had 3 fantastic starts.
But they're now all pitching the way they were supposed to.
He's down to like a 385. I mean, that's how much work he had to do to get back in the 3s. Stroman's the key, and he pitches tonight.
Yeah, but that's why you guys weren't any good going into the All-Star break and are now, because these guys began to pitch the way we thought that they would pitch.
The biggest argument I'd make for us is that Alonso's coming out of it again. He was in a slump while we were winning on the front end of the streak, and now he's coming out of it, and he's at 37 home runs. He's too shy of the rookie record in Major League Baseball history, and he's not getting these cheapos.
That can't be right. Aaron Judge hit 52 as a rookie.
What I'm looking, it might be National League because I got Bellinger at 39.
Yeah, it's got to be National League because
it's probably a National League note.
That's still.
Bellinger hit 39, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah.
Well, Bellinger, and it's proven to be the real deal. It's funny to watch the kids that come into the league now, man. It's what they get up there faster than ever before. The ball does fly out of the ballpark. Look at a guy like Fernando Tatis Jr. He's got 22 right now at the shortstop position. You know, you look at him. He hits to all fields.
He missed some time too, didn't he? In the middle of the season.
Yeah. I mean, it's nuts. Have you watched young Bichette?
No, but I saw the note on the 8 straight games with a double.
All those guys that everybody was so excited to see. Baseball's got some good things going for it right now. I will say that they absolutely do.
Yeah, it's a National League rookie. So just a footnote, it's Cody Bellinger, Wally Berger. You remember Wally Berger? I don't know. Frank Robinson hit 38 way back in the day. Pujols hit 37, and now Alonso at 37.
Yeah, Alonso's going to end up with 50, isn't he?
Maybe. Club record's 41. So that one's really in his sightlines.
Well, and this is funny, this is a larger conversation about baseball. Of course, if you grew up in the era that I did, you watched people lead Major League Baseball in home runs with 35, 34, 38. I mean, I remember Darryl Strawberry for your Mets hitting 38, I think, and leading the National League in home runs, and thinking, God, he's got 38 home runs. That's insane. Like, we used to think that was a really big deal.
We did 3 or 4 seasons ago, before the launch angle craze, because there was a period there, a little sweet spot where speed and defense was back in the game, and pitching was king, and the home run ball, then all of a sudden with launch angles, they responded to the shift, and that's where we are now. The baseball is ridiculous. But we knew that around late April, early May.
I think they're adjusting it again, though. The ball is not I got to go back and look at the numbers from last week. I know there were a lot of home runs. There always are, but I feel like that's starting to come down now compared to what we saw just before the All-Star break.
It depends. I'd like to see the average temperature of the games, too. That matters greatly. And we're going to get to that point of the season. The good news is for Mets fans, I know all thousands of you out there that are Mets fans, Alonso won't get cheated. If we're in the postseason, it's 50 degrees in October, it's still leaving the yard.
Yeah. He's a strong dude. Reading articles about how Scott Frost, Jimbo Fisher, Willie Taggart, Dan Mullen, and others in year 2 are doing in recruiting. Talking about, you think about some of these guys we forget about also going into year 2. Chad Morris at Arkansas. Poor Arkansas. We always have fun with this. Are we going to do our
We've
annual?
got to, yes.
Our annual Arkansas
we gotta
W's and L's?
So we'll do the W's and L's, and then we'll do the final record, and Director Matthew gets to play the game as well. Was it 2 wins last year? 4 wins? Something like that.
They were horrible. They currently have for the they finished the top 25 recruiting class in 2019. I think they had Arkansas. Chad's getting in there.
Okay, for them that's something to do a backflip over.
Dan Mullen finished 2019 with a recruiting class of 9, and then currently what are they 11? ESPN has them at 8.
Yeah, you said he was 9 for earlier this year, but they had the great purge. They're like 20 now, with all the kids that couldn't qualify and transferred and got dismissed, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because you go back to 2018, and for us it's 11. 2019 it's 22. 2020 it's 11, according to ESPN's rankings. Now we've moved into the top 10, number 8 in the composite.
We're coming for you, man. If we can go, what's that? So we play August 31 and then 4 games in September. If we're 4-1 at the break, look out.
What would it take let's ask this question, because we're talking about gaining traction and momentum in recruiting, but that's all off the field stuff. The on the field stuff that could really set us up for a good run. Do we think that number is 9-3? Do we think it's 8-4? I've asked recruiting folks their thoughts on this. I was of the mindset, but maybe this is just an older way of thinking, an older person's way of thinking, that if I'm looking from afar, I have no vested interest from a fandom standpoint, say, in Florida State. I'm just a kid who can go play football at a lot of different places because I'm talented, and I'm getting recruited by Florida, Miami, Florida State, you name it, Texas A&M, Ohio State, Texas. But I like the coaching staff that I've met, and I'm interested to see how they do. I know that year 1 was so bad, I'm kind of like, what would convince me that they've got it to where I can believe in them that they're about to win a bunch of football games? Because I was told by Recruitniks, 8-4 doesn't do that. 8-4 leaves you kind of status quo. You could recruit kind of like you're recruiting now. You'd still be able to get a bunch of 4 stars. You wouldn't make a difference in the elite prospects mind.
I think 9-3 most certainly gets the job done. 8-4 would get the job done if one of those wins is over Miami here on November the 2nd, and you've got a good atmosphere for it. So that you can bring the kids to visit. They can come see Florida State, Miami, all its glory. We show out because we want to beat our rival. And it's a great game, great atmosphere, and we win that football game. I think that would get it done at 8-4. I don't know many other scenarios by which you go 8-4 and you have unequivocally a successful year in forwarding the momentum.
Yeah, you need a signature. 8-4 works if you have a signature win. You're calling the Miami game a signature win.
Well, because it's here, and so the atmosphere would be something that the recruits could hang on to. Marvin Wilson, again, goes back to the 2016 Clemson-Florida State game. We lost that game, but the atmosphere was killer, so that's why he came here. But, I mean, just envisioning this, and this is a terrible start to the season, but imagine you lose to Boise, Virginia, Clemson, and Florida. But you beat Miami on the 2nd, and you've righted the ship somewhere in the middle portion of the season. I think that might be enough.
I don't like your scenario, sir.
I don't either. I don't want that.
Yeah,
Who the hell does?
No. I wonder if we would be mentally strong enough to start 1-2, as you just described, and then really accomplish anything else. Or does this just fly off the tracks again? Because could they start 1-2 and then suddenly they, okay, no big deal, we're fine. We're going to get better throughout the course of the year and win. Maybe.
You've got a chance because the 21st of September we're hosting Louisville. If it went NC State-Louisville rather than Louisville-NC State, maybe I'd say not so sure.
Yeah, I was out and about at lunch today and talked to a couple of Florida State fans who came up to me and wanted, it's not like we don't talk about it every day on the air in terms of projecting the record and what we think is going to happen, but they're like, no, really, what do you really think? Do you think we're terrible? I'm like, listen, I'm not making it up on the air.
I don't want to hear your lies.
Yeah.
Like you propagate every day.
What do you really think, buddy? I'm like, I really think that they need to get off to a good start. Said that over and over again this summer. Standing by that one. I don't think they can start 1-2 and then go on to have a great season. I think they could be, if they start 1-2, Tom, 7-5 is very much in play.
You know what's interesting is the week 2, the opener that we're going to win by 40, 60 points, whatever, against Louisiana Monroe.
Let's hope. Light it up.
It's a 5 p.m. kick, and when I first heard that, I was like, oh, good. It's not like a nooner or a 3. 5 is still pretty hot this time of year. They could have pushed that.
Hot. It wasn't going to be cool.
They could have done that like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Either 9:30 in the morning for a game like that, or let's go with 8 p.m.
That would have been cool because then they could have done one of those little concert series thingies.
No, I don't need to see another terrible post-game concert. By the way, don't feel bad. Any of these other teams, these year 2 teams, whether it's us, Nebraska, anybody else, just be happy. All of us year 2 coach guys, be happy. It's not Chip Kelly and UCLA that you root for. Their recruiting ranking in 2018, they weren't ranked. They just stopped ranking at some point. They were outside the rankings. Then 2019, 53rd. 53rd.
Oh!
Kelly is trying to take a slow approach with recruiting and evaluating prospects, but is yet to be seen if that style will be successful. UCLA has signed only 5 ESPN 300 commits in the 2018-2019 classes. They have 1 committed for 2020. Dude.
World needs plenty of bartenders.
This is not going to work out. They went 3-9 last year. And is that right? That's what UCLA did last year?
Sounds about right. They did screw me in the fourth quarter of the Oklahoma game. That's all I know about them. He went down the field with DTR.
3-9. Let's see about this turnaround 2019 season.
World needs plenty of bartenders.
We should do UCLA's W's and L's.
We should line them up. We should have like an itinerary for next week, and we
Rapid
can tease
fire,
which days,
Arkansas, UCLA,
which days or what
Who
schools.
all do you guys want? You guys are always asking us to do W's and L's for anybody. I mean, I love the process of it too, especially because it's completely arbitrary. It's not like Tom and I sit down and break down UCLA's roster. We're not even kidding. I can't name a player on UCLA's team.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
There you go. Good job. Can you name another one?
Mike Smith.
You're just saying names. There might be a Mike Smith. Good call. No, but we'll do it. We'll go through that schedule and go, all right, here's what you got.
We'll do the Lightning 82-game schedule.
No, we will not.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this. It's right here, guys. We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Introducing Hardee's Charbroiled Double Deals for $2.49 each. Your choice of the double cheeseburger, the new bacon cheddar double, or backed by popular demand, the Hardee's Classic. They're double, the beef, triple, the options. You probably noticed the echo. It happens when we double, the beef, and triple, the options with our Charbroiled double deals for $2.49 each. It's kind of epic. Hardee's, because it tastes better.
Double the meat is compared to the small cheeseburger. Limited time only at participating restaurants. Price may vary. Tax not included.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event. And now, while selection is best, it's the best time to buy. With amazing offers across a full lineup of Ford vehicles, now is the time to make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Stop by a local Ford store or shop online at buyfordnow.com, because there is no better time than right now to get behind the wheel of a new Ford during the Ford Summer Sales Event. The Ford Summer Sales Event is here. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on the 2018 EcoSport. Best-selling claim based on 2017 calendar year sales. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 60 months at $1,667 per month for $1,000 finance regardless of down payment. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 8/31/18. See dealer or go to buyfordnow.com for qualifications and details.
Did you know you can get Hulu for only $5.99 a month? That's all the Veronica Mars, Handmaid's Tale, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Family Guy, and This Is Us that you can watch. Plus thousands of other shows and movies. Like that one show you quote all the time. And that other show you've been meaning to watch. And that show you don't tell anyone you watch. Don't worry, we don't judge. We might be crazy to give you all that TV for so little, but we love TV. And we want to make it easy for you to watch more of it. So if you love TV like we love TV, go to Hulu.com and start your free trial.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan. Look around. That's right, you see Nissans everywhere. Tallahassee has officially become a Nissan town. Kraft Nissan Town. Why? Because all of our new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs are on sale every day to save you thousands. And at Kraft Nissan, all new vehicles come with factory rebates and special low interest rates. You get both. On top of that, Kraft will give you actual cash back and $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book for your trade. At Kraft Nissan, you get the best value for your hard-earned dollar with more standard safety features, our exclusive and the original free lifetime warranty, our Easy Choice menu that gives you a price and payment in writing, our New For You program that helps people with damaged credit. And listen to this, now through month end, Kraft Nissan is including 4 years or 40,000 miles of free oil changes and tire rotations on all new Nissans. Bottom line, if you need a new or pre-owned car, you need to experience the Kraft Nissan difference. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. And remember, if you don't see the Kraft tag on your car, you paid too much, way too much.
Get rewarded for saving money with Walmart Family Mobile. Pick up any unlimited plan and a phone price at $49 or more, and you'll get a $50 Walmart e-gift card. That's right, $50. Plus a whole lot of savings with Walmart's lowest price unlimited plans, powered by T-Mobile's nationwide 4G LTE network. Stop by and save, only at Walmart. Walmart Family Mobile. Get everything you love about Walmart in mobile. See terms and conditions at myfamilymobile.com.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
And one of these cool things that come out of preseason when you go, who's that? And some of you probably already know this, but there's a guy by the name of Damon Sheehy Giuseppe. And he scored last night, 86 yards, punt return, meaningless part of the game. And it's a preseason game, so the game itself is meaningless. But his teammates went nuts for it. If you've seen the highlight, he was dogpiled as if they had just won the Super Bowl. And it's because he's had a crazy story to get onto the football field. In April, he showed up to a Browns workout in Miami that he heard about from a friend of a friend made through a flag football league in Arizona. The speedy Sheehy, you feel like you have to say that, was a junior college All-American return man for Phoenix College. He was also a great track star. But he was not invited to the workout in Miami. Nobody said he could come.
So he pulled a Willie Mays Hayes.
That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, wow, my man's just going to show the hell up. And that's what he did. And there's several stories on this. The Browns website themselves have a really good one on this. He was originally sleeping outside in Miami with just 2 bags and a patch of grass, basically. He's spending his nights getting as much rest as he could outdoors, steps away from the NFL Combine trainer Pete Bamarito's facility, where he had spent $200 on training services. He did so because he had no other choice. His workout with the Browns, perhaps his one and only shot at the NFL. And, again, he wasn't invited, but he somehow convinced them that he was supposed to be there. He lied. He said, "Oh no, I'm supposed to be here," and he was, convincing enough. And so it was. They said, "All right, well, I guess you can work out. It didn't hurt anything, right?" And so he did, and he didn't impress immediately, but he also wasn't so bad that they said you could just take it to the house. You're not coming back. And he kept showing up and kept showing up and kept showing up. And eventually he wowed a couple of people. And they thought maybe, just maybe, there's something for him on special teams. Well, guess what? There's something for him on special teams. And he was in a uniform last night and went 86 yards for a touchdown. We'll see if he makes the team. But there's like 4 stories that are similar to this one in preseason already that I've come across. Not where guys are uninvited to workouts and show up and lie about it and then make a team. But there's a 28-year-old rookie who scored a touchdown last night at running back. There aren't too many 28-year-old running backs that have never played in the NFL and haven't been playing football. Of course, he's a rugby guy, which we know that story now. But for the argument that if you can play, they'll find you, these guys work, that's not always true.
Well, it sounds like he found them more than they found him, yes.
Yes, in this case, he was a junior college All-American. He had done some things, and yet he hadn't been invited by anybody. He was also a basketball player. Apparently just a really, 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 really good athlete, but wasn't getting any looks and showed up at the door and went, "Hey, guys, ready for my workout?" They're like, Sheehy Giuseppe. First of all, that's a great name. I hope he does well for himself. People, I can't buy into this. There's a real rooting contingent now for the Cleveland Browns. It's sizable. And it's mostly, I think, obviously besides the loyal Cleveland fans, it's mostly for people who either gave up on their team long ago or they don't identify with a team. They just want to see the Browns, the hapless Browns, be good. My son asked me last night, because they were showing a Browns highlight, have the Browns ever won the Super Bowl? I said, no, unfortunately for them, they haven't. They were the Browns' son, then they moved to Baltimore, and the Ravens have won a couple Super Bowls, which is even more hurtful, right? But the Browns have not. And then he said, well, who else hasn't won a Super Bowl? And I said, well, Detroit's never won a Super Bowl, never even been there. I said, Arizona's never won a Super Bowl, but they got painstakingly close.
Yes, they did.
Robbed.
Within a tip of a toe.
An incredible throw, too. I mean, good Lord. That's still the best throw I've ever seen in the moment.
Can you imagine after watching that game how many people went to Dale Mabry and the various establishments that night and lived it up? My goodness. And
then, I'm trying to think, 1, 2, how many did we come up with? I know that the
Texans, of course.
Texans, of course. The Jags, of course.
The
Carolina's
Titans.
never won a Super Bowl.
Oh, did the Oilers win one? I don't think so, did they?
No, the Oilers never won
So
one.
there you
The
go.
Titans have never won
Titans,
one. They
yeah.
came a yard away from against the
tying
Rams,
it. Yeah,
tying
that was,
the game. Yeah.
trying to tie it.
Yeah, that could have been a pretty big moment. Cincinnati's never won.
We would have
one.
beaten the tar out of them that year, too,
Yes.
if we had made the Super Bowl.
Yeah, by the way, Cincinnati's never won one. They've been heartbroken more than once. The famed San Francisco drive in the waning moments where Joe Montana says, look, it's John Candy. And they won 21-16, I think that was. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. Anyhow,
The Bills.
the Bills have gone to 4 straight Super Bowls, only team in the NFL's history to go to 4 straight Super Bowls. They won none of them. And so poor Marv Levy.
The Jags.
I mentioned the Jags.
You did?
Yep. You just doubled down on the Jags, confirming for them your hatred and mine.
What about the Butts?
Yeah, Jacksonville has never won, never been.
Tampa.
They have won a Super Bowl, indeed.
Oh, that's right,
That's
2002.
right. Yep, won the Super Bowl
that's
with
right.
one of the greatest defenses to ever walk the planet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Super Bowl champions. You know who else hasn't won it? Atlanta has never won a Super Bowl. They too. They blew a 28-3 lead. You may remember that. 28-3. Like midway through the third quarter. Yeah, it's
I
not
forgot
even
about
like the
that.
start of the second half. It's 28-3. A good chunk of that quarter had gone away.
Only Matt Ryan was a closer.
It's almost as if they tried to lose. Like, you can't, if you set up that scenario and go back and look at per possession with the time on the clock, you almost have trouble doing the math to figure out how they could possibly lose a 28-3 lead with the time remaining.
They got it to overtime, too. You know, a little bit of hope.
They didn't get it to overtime. Time ran out on the Patriots after they had tied the score. Atlanta was just praying that there wasn't enough time because they were hapless and helpless to do anything about it.
That's tough. That was a tough watch.
So as it turns out, there are a lot, son, that have not won the Super Bowl. But one who has, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Most assuredly, they have won a Super Bowl. Dominant team, too.
Saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Chargers have never won a Super Bowl. A lot of the league that's not won a Super Bowl when you think about it.
Yeah, for a league that's built 8-8, right, for the last 20-plus years, you would figure that maybe more would take a bite out of it.
Yeah, the Vikings have never won a Super Bowl.
That's true. Awful things have happened to them.
Almost unspeakable things have happened to them. I mean, crazy, like field goal kicker hadn't missed one all year long.
So, you know, it's almost like Mets fans, right? There are a lot of Vikings fans in this town, a lot of them, all over the place.
They're everywhere. It's weird.
And having been up there and now knowing some people that are from Minnesota that are Vikings fans through my fiance, yeesh, they will all weep. That whole state will weep with joy.
It's like the Cubs when they finally
They
won.
will
The
create
people that
one
were the
final
real-
lake, and they will all be drowned by the lake of their own tears, and they will go happily into the next
Well,
phase.
think about they had the craziest ending to a game ever that they lucked out in winning. I mean, that's an absurdity.
Oh man,
I
I'll
would
forget
just
that.
I would just latch onto that. By the way,
Get out of bounds, and then I was
except
like,
for
there's-
you could just
there's
keep
no
running. There's
safety.
nobody there.
How is that possible? Isn't that like the thing in every movie clip? Don't let anybody behind you.
Yeah.
Let nobody behind you.
Well, the angle he took is absurd, and he doesn't. I swear to God, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen a pro football player do. He's not even close. What's he doing?
The wrong thing.
I mean, by like 8 yards, the wrong thing. What? You wouldn't see small children take that angle to try to tackle, and that futile sort of floppity. Not even, what is he doing?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Well, yeah, that would be. You know, I was always.
Hey, you aren't supposed to be there, man. What are you doing, man?
Hey, you weren't supposed to miss those 2 free throws. No, but what I would say is I remember as a kid growing up, you know, you get taught the lesson. You win as a team, you lose as a team. And you're taught never to blame teammates who have a particularly poor game or anything like that. No, man, I think I'd have blamed that dude. I don't know that I would have forgiven him.
They didn't, though. They rallied around him. They did a good job.
They did, but I don't think I could have. And I'm a good teammate. Man, what are you doing? That's not even – hey, it's one thing if the guy makes a Herculean, you know, sort of borderline absurd play to beat you. You know, you did everything right. Guy somehow just did something that was, again,
so
eye-popping.
So wait a minute.
Not you just falling on your freaking face.
It just occurred to me. So New Orleans has had that happen and then the no call happen in back-to-back years.
Yeah. But they've at least won a Super Bowl in the relatively recent past. So
It took a lot of BS for them to win that Super Bowl.
It sustains them now.
Yeah. It does all kind of even out because a lot of BS things went New Orleans' way.
I'm telling you, I don't think Detroit or Buffalo or those fans feel like it evens out. Cleveland doesn't certainly think it evens out.
Buffalo doesn't. No way.
Buffalo. Norwood doesn't miss a kick. We're not having the conversation. Instead, what gets further, I think, illuminated is the fact that they're the only team in the history of the sport to go to 4 straight Super Bowls. You know how hard that is? All the extra games you have to play? The resiliency you have to have mentally and physically?
The New York Giants, are they the luckiest Super Bowl team in history? Because they got the Norwood miss, and then they got the Tyree catch, and then there was another big play, big catch.
But the Giants that year against the Bills were distinct underdogs. They actually outplayed the Bills, were more physical, ran the football, outcoached the Bills. That they actually get credit for that because they shouldn't have been in that game. The Bills were supposed to beat them.
Well, they also got super lucky against San Francisco that year in the NFC. This is the more recent one when Ted Ginn was inactive for that game and they had a turnover on a punt return.
Yeah. They But they, man.
When the Giants they're like the Marlins. When they get there, they're going to cash it in.
Unless they're playing the Ravens, and then they lose by 105.
That was a placeholder that year.
I'm just saying.
Speaking of the Vikings, that was one of the great unexpected ass kickings in playoff history. There was that one, and then the Jets over the Colts early in Peyton Manning's career. Herm Edwards laid them out like 41-0, something crazy like that.
Well, that's your boys, like first or second season, Sanchez.
Yeah.
Just laying a whooping. Wasn't it Sanchez?
May have been too early for Sanchez.
Got them to an AFC championship game, right?
Sanchez did win on the road in Indy, and he also won on the road in New England in his career.
Oh, you're talking about when
I'm talking about way back
when Floppy Arm beat him.
I think that's right. Yeah, Pennington, yeah.
When Noodle Arm beat him.
But it was like 40-. I mean, it was absurd.
Yeah. Well, there's that year the Ravens just destroyed the Patriots in Foxborough as well.
I was Ray Rice scored early on in that game. You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
The Ravens always have something for New England in that building.
They have on several occasions. They can feel pretty proud about their runs.
They beat him twice, and Lee Evans cost him a third.
Well, that's the one. Still pissed about that one. I mean, that's a crazy one.
Then there was the shellacking the Jags gave the Dolphins for Shula's last game. Or was it Marino's last game?
Yeah. Poor Marino.
Might as well have been Shula's.
Marino was just beat to hell. They gave up 60 points?
It was 98, 96, 98.
They gave up like 60 points in that game. It's a playoff game.
The clock doesn't stop for first downs,
This
fellas.
is crazy. By the way, we're just sitting around here wading in the waters of Schadenfreude, aren't we? We're like, let's make fun of everybody who doesn't have a Super Bowl for a little while.
We haven't won a playoff game since we won the Super Bowl.
Well, and also in a league that is built around 8-8, as you noted, and a division that forever and a day saw last place go to first place go to last place, and then do it again over and over again. We've finished last 7 of the last 8 years.
But we do have a Super Bowl.
We do have one. And the Falcons don't.
He beat Joe Lewis's
ass. And the Panthers don't. That's right. It's a beautiful thing. Jeff Cameron Show 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this. It's right here, guys. We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Your kids.
Okay, you saw right through me. You're right. At your children.
Well, Jeff, I mean, I don't know. What was it? 2 months old? Couldn't sleep, a little sleep deprived.
Okay, I'm not talking about when they pee on you and stuff like that, Eddie, and they're never going to remember it. I'm talking about, like, I got a little mad today, and I said something to my kid, and it may not have been the nicest thing to say, and I realized that I cursed at my kid.
Well, Jeff, that happens to guys like you. To me, I would never do such a thing. But,
This guy.
You know.
I'll have some mahi fingers and think about it.
You should, because that always helps you think. And it's a form of penance. I'm going to charge you double.
Charge me double. I curse at my kids, everybody. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Scherer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com.
It's been many months since Hurricane Michael devastated our area. Many people are still dealing with the damages and finding it hard to get a local contractor to contact them. Are you struggling with getting assistance to fix your damages? Are you feeling like your insurance company is not being fair? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, we can help. My name is Travis, owner of T-Spark Enterprises, and I'm asking you to give us a call today for your free consultation. Let my company guide you through the process to get your home back to normal.
Call 850-766-1340. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark Construction.com.
License number CCC 1331204.
Who's ready for the best wings in Tally and locally brewed beers? Hobbit American Grill is the place to be. They've been voted Tally's best wings again in 2018. Hobbit offers Bingo Mondays, happy hour all-day Fridays with craft beers on tap from all the local breweries. And the Hobbit is your home for all the UFC fights with plenty of high-def TVs for everyone. Be on the lookout for the food truck coming soon with the best lip-smacking wings in town. Hobbit American Grill, celebrating 40 years of serving great food to great friends for good times. For info on their hours and 3 locations, visit them online at myhobbitonline.com.
This is Shell Rotella gas truck. This is truck oil. This is hunting, fishing, camping way off the grid oil. This is climbing mountains in the rain, snow, and mud oil. This is hauling the world's greatest tailgate party halfway across the country oil. This is not top-down cruising to the corner store for cupcakes oil. This is Shell Rotella gas truck, just for your truck and SUV oil. Find Shell Rotella gas truck at your local Advance Auto Parts today.
Did you know you can get Hulu for only $5.99 a month? That's all the Veronica Mars, Handmaid's Tale, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Family Guy, and This Is Us that you can watch. Plus thousands of other shows and movies. Like that one show you quote all the time. And that other show you've been meaning to watch. And that show you don't tell anyone you watch. Don't worry, we don't judge. We might be crazy to give you all that TV for so little, but we love TV. And we want to make it easy for you to watch more of it. So if you love TV like we love TV, go to Hulu.com and start your free trial.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Round here, everyone knows you need the right tool for the job. It's the difference between orders filled and orders missed, between return customers and product returns. That's why I order from Grainger. With over 250 local branches, will-call product pickup, and a time-saving mobile app, it's easy to get it right. When it comes to getting what you need, when you need it, Grainger's got your back. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio. It's Libations Friday, brought to you by Corner Pocket Bar and Grill. Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachian Parkway. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
if you're a kid in the car with your parents and you're thinking about, all right, it's Friday and you're going to have a great weekend, I hope I don't ruin it for you, but this is the last time you'll hear my voice without being in school. For a long time.
You know, if I was running captions on that laugh, I'd say maniacal cackle.
Yeah. Well, we all went through it. It's their turn. I remember that you know when it starts? It starts the first time the back-to-school commercials start. And you're at home watching your cartoons or something, and you're like, what is this? What are we doing? We've got weeks. Stop with this nonsense. I don't need new shoes. You know, all of that.
It's July 20th.
Yeah,
Come on.
What are we doing? I got a ton of time. And, of course, you don't. You start on Monday. It's happening. And
that's so early. We didn't start till third, fourth week. I mean, if there was a fourth full week in August.
Started last week in Georgia. Atlanta kids and people in Georgia started a week ago.
That's insane.
I know. It's really weird. It seems that way to me, too. But I also, I think to quote Roger Clemens, I think I misremember a lot of things about when we started school and when we got, had to be at school and all that.
Well, I was in a private school, so when I think when I was in middle school, the Pinellas County changed towards this format where you go back earlier. But we'd go back for a half week, and then we'd have Labor Day, and then we, be in the flow of it.
Yeah, it's weird. I went to an orientation this morning, and so right off the bat, I was just reminded of the extremes. It's sort of like, on the one hand, you can't wait to get to school because you get to see friends and experience new things and do all of that. And on the other hand, you're like, if I never go back, it'd be okay.
If every day could have been Tuesday and Thursday, I would have been fine because that was
lunch?
That was extended PE days. You'd have the full 1 hour PE plus recess.
You're like, don't want to miss that. That's where it's at.
Plus, you'd wear the Umbro shorts and a T-shirt that day instead of the full school uniform, so that was where it was at.
That is a good thing. I never, after elementary school, I never had to wear a uniform again in my life as far as school stuff because I was public school guy. So
you were private school for elementary? I didn't know that.
Very briefly. Yeah, I've told you the story. I went to Grace Lutheran Elementary.
No, you never mentioned that once before.
My parents yanked me out of there because the teacher told me that my parents were going to hell because they danced and played cards.
That's not even Lutheran. That's just psycho.
That's just insane religious, nonsense. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's like the type of person that knocks at your door, not a Lutheran church. That's weird.
Yeah, well, Grace Lutheran. And prior to that, it was, where did I go? It was another one. Yeah, now that my parents we're done here. This is insane. Because I came home almost in tears thinking they were going to die because they like to play cards on Friday night with the neighbors who came over to our house. And they would sit and cook them dinner, and then they would all sit and play cards and have a good time. I thought, oh, well, they're playing cards. So, and my mom likes to dance. So we were going to go to hell. And they were like, we're done here. Come on, let's ride. So that's how that went. And then I went to Bay Point Middle, which is public, and then Lakewood High School. So never had to wear a uniform. All I cared about was not having to wear a uniform. I hated wearing a uniform, which is we had to wear this stupid blue jacket and everything when I was there.
You wore the jacket at that young?
Yeah.
That's dumb. We just had the button-down shirts. The button-down, and in high school it was polo shirts, so it was nothing.
The school dress codes shifted dramatically because not only did I go from having to wear a uniform to not, when I got into public school, it appeared to me, at least coming from that extreme environment, that that there were no rules at all. There were people, ripped jeans all to hell, tank tops, you name it. It didn't matter at all.
It opened my eyes when I went and shadowed over at Eastlake by where I lived freshman year.
Look at this.
In a lot of good ways.
They are free.
This
is okay for me. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Exceptional.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like blown away immediately. I thought this is where it's at right here. By the way, tonight. So here's the deal. 6:30 is the Bucks, but prior to the Bucks, Rattler Review is back with our friend Rory Chirac. So that should be great. I always like that show. It's going to be a challenging year for FAMU, obviously. All that momentum that was built up, Coach Simmons, I'm so excited to see where they go, but I am really worried about the state of the program with what happened in the summer. You get slapped like that, it's tough to overcome. Those are NCAA restrictions that most schools don't survive for very long.
Sure, but you know what? If you fortify what you've done last year with the front end guys that you have this year, and let's say that you put up a top 2 or 3 finish in the division, I mean, there you go. That's all you need.
They were so close to winning the damn MEAC a year ago and then falling off down the stretch. So
my man's off sides.
Yeah, but the problem is then you're in a situation where when this happens, and if you are unable to build on that, the following year doesn't promise to be a good one. I think you're going to have I'm holding my breath. Let's just put it that way. But it will make for an interesting show each week.
I think they'll weather it. I mean, it's not like there's 6 bowl games that they're choosing from. Either you go play the Celebration Bowl or you don't. So in that sense, a postseason ban, it doesn't really mean as much.
Scholarship restrictions do.
Those do. That's where you got to yeah, this is a big year, but I think they've got the front line people to do it. I think Coach Simmons obviously has a vision, and he's executed it so far.
I'm going to be listening intently because, I'm not fully aware of who's what in terms of the depth chart on the offensive line. I mean, in areas where you really need to have some.
One of their coaches resigned this week. I know Rory's got stuff on that. He resigned. I think he took a job at Mizzou. I think I have that right. But it's a little late in the game to be doing the old switcheroo in the coaching carousel. But at any rate, he'll have something on that.
That's kind of what happens with this other stuff, though. That's where you end up. But that's next, followed by Buccaneers, 6:30, first game preseason of the year. Here we go. You'll get the pregame show beginning at 6:30. Look forward to that as well. I actually watched some preseason football last night. I mentioned that earlier, but I took in some games. I flipped around. Did you know that locally, if you have Xfinity, I don't know who else caught this, but the Jags and the Ravens were on, I believe it's the Jags and the Ravens, right? On channel 14.
Were they really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I found it. I set it into my Xfinity remote, NFL football, and it brought up every game, and it showed you which ones you could get. Obviously, you had the NFL Network with the Jets and the Giants, followed by Arizona. But then it showed me that I could go to channel 14.
It worked out actually pretty nicely, though, that the Jets and the Giants had the weather delay because then they could do whip-around coverage and essentially do preseason red zone.
Which I enjoyed more because it is just preseason.
Right, yeah. And that first drive for Cleveland's impressive. But, I've seen this song and dance before. I remember watching the Bucs against the Bengals, not the ESPN Monday night game in Jameis' rookie year, but the next year. They came out, and that first drive, he might have been 5 of 6 or 6 of 7.
Yeah.
And they looked like they were an unstoppable offensive force. And I thought, here comes 10 wins, and I think we won 6 games, maybe 4.
I have to do this every single year with my mom. And it's like a PSA to football fans everywhere. If your future quarterback came out and went 5 of 6, led you to a touchdown drive and threw for 60 yards, it does not mean that he's about to be Tom Brady, Joe Montana, name your great quarterback. If he went 1 for 7 and threw 2 picks and looked lost, it does not mean that he'll never be good. It's preseason football, and you really can't take these things and translate too much from that, good or bad, early on.
Oh, I was out this morning in a meeting, and in the background, obviously, a SportsCenter on the TV, and it's Ryan Clark on SportsCenter breaking down individual throws, that guys made and what it means moving forward. And I'm like, man,
yeah,
he's collecting a check, and he knows he's got to play this game because the real stuff comes in a month. But, I mean, if that's what you wake up for at, say, 5:30 because you got to prep and get changed, put your suit on so you can break down Daniel Jones' one throw for a touchdown. Ooh,
yeah,
that's a tough day at the office.
Well, you use him as a good example. Kyler Murray's another one. Both guys, I guess, relatively speaking, looked really good in their drives against bland cover 2 defenses that don't challenge them at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like anything else. John Gruden needs to prove this year that he's better for more than just the first 15 plays that he scripted.
Right.
Those are scripted plays.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've run them into the ground.
And against a look that they know they're going to get. So you really... I guess I would say if
you're 1 of 7.
Yeah, that is a little disconcerting at that point. Yeah, I might give you that.
The one fan base I'd say they've got a little bit to work with, at least in terms of legitimate hope. The Dolphins and Rosen. Rosen, I think it was 6 drives he was a part of last night.
Yeah, well, listen, I like Rosen. I don't know how he'll stay healthy, but if he does,
Oh, well, the pocket's collapsing all around him, even in the preseason. Yeah. That's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
But just the throws, they were all there. Tough ones. It might be a familiar look, but if you throw back shoulder a couple times in a given night, you're like, ooh, well, okay, I can work with this guy.
Let's do this. Let's get to probables and get out of here and enjoy our weekend and watch a little Buccaneers football after listening to Rattler Review. Let's do
It's
that.
time for, how you say, with the pitching, probables?
Houston at Baltimore, Wade Miley, Dylan Bundy, my friends. That's your matchup there. We got New York and Toronto, J.A. Happ, Sean Reed Foley. What did I say about him? Actor in bad movies.
Like he would be if there's a sequel that's straight to VHS. He's the guy who plays, the star.
Angels, Red Sox, Jaime Barea, Brian Johnson.
It was Dances with Wolves too, right?
Straight
and
to video.
Sean Reed Foley.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Sean Reed Foley. I haven't seen him since Point Break 3. That's it. Kansas City, Detroit, Brad Keller, Edwin Jackson still in the league. Washington and the Mets. It's a big series. Big series. Here we go. And what a matchup. Steven Strasburg, Marcus Stroman. Woo! Let's get it on.
Tomorrow, I think, is Corbin Syndergaard, and Sunday DeGrom throws for us. So it's
It's on. This is a big series.
It is.
Atlanta at Miami. Julio Teheran, Caleb Smith. The Marlins just pounded the Braves yesterday. Cubs at Cincinnati, Yu Darvish, Trevor Bauer. We've got the Rangers and the Brewers. Colby Allard, Gio Gonzalez. Cleveland will take on Minnesota. Good series there. I think Cleveland's going to hawk down Minnesota. It would appear the writing is on the wall for Minnesota.
Unbelievable.
It is crazy.
If you look at what Cleveland's done since May.
Best record in baseball since then. It's dumb. Yeah, and they're within a game now.
That's why I never believe what Fangraphs says, ever, in May. Because it said, I think it was on May 15th, the Twins have a 99% chance to win the division.
Yep, and they're not going to win the division. Shane Bieber and Devin Smeltzer. We got the Pirates and the Cardinals. I don't know that I would trust the Pirates to win another game this year. They have mailed it, and big article yesterday in The Athletic that it looks like everybody's going to get told to have a good day. So, that's fine with me. Time's up. Had a good little run.
It was a run.
Came up just short, but unfortunately, that's how that works. Chris Archer is pitching tonight for the Buccos. Dakota Hudson goes for the Cards. We got the D-backs and the Dodgers. Robbie Ray! Hey. But of course, hey, we get to double down here, Tom. Robbie Ray and Walker Buehler.
Trapper keeper.
There it is. Colorado and San Diego, Kyle Freeland, Cal Quantrill, Rays, Mariners, Beeks Gonzalez.
Beeks.
Those are two last names. Beeks versus Gonzalez. It would have been cool if the guy's name was Beeks.
How you doing? I'm Beeks.
I'm Beeks. Philadelphia at San Francisco, where last night Madison Bumgarner told the Phillies to get you some of this.
A lot of people are telling the Phillies that these days.
Drew Smiley Tyler Beatty. That is a look at those that shall reside on the bump as Matthew just nods.
What? I pointed out if it happens to the Mets. It's not like
equal opportunity.
This is like Jacksonville, Tampa, you know?
Mad Bum had a no-hitter into the middle innings. I was like, oh, good Lord, Philadelphia.
I know.
What are we doing here?
I think a lot of fans in the stands probably had a cigar ready to celebrate watching a no-hitter. And you could get a cigar today.
Boom!
Jerry's Cigar Shop. 2810 Share Road, 2910 Cary Forest Parkway. Online, jerrycigarshop.com.
He also had a hit.
He's 1 for 2.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Jerry's. Good work out of you, Tom. Good work, Matthew. Be well, everybody. Enjoy Rattler Review next, followed by Buccaneers football. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. It's a school day, kids.